Malcolm Bunyoli says, when is the stream going to start? Right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Monday night. Going live because I've had an eventful day. I had something tragic happen to me today. I'll show you the video I took of it that I posted on my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, it's down there below my name, at ToryJonesYT, at HoopsJock for Eric. But before we get into what tragically happened to me today, something tragically happened to Eric's head today. He says he has like a reason for it because I'm a bit pissed off that he cut his hair. But
what's up, everyone?
He is straight bald.
I'm totally.
He thinks that looks good. I don't know, man. Your head's shining. I'm blinded.
Yeah, it's just the light for this. Anyways,
what happened, man? I need to hear this.
So, I've been talking to my wife about how, chat wants me to grow it out and stuff. You wanted me to grow it out. So I really tried to blend the sides and keep the top the same.
It
just
didn't
grow
work.
it out. I actually thought I was doing a pretty good job until I messed up on one of my sideburns on the side here. And so I tried to fix it for like an hour. I kept like getting it closer and closer, and my wife was like, "No, this is not working."
Hey, I applaud your effort.
I thought I had blended it really well on the side. Like, you couldn't really tell too much.
Yeah.
Like, for just doing it myself, it was about as good as I could do.
Do you not have haircut places open over there?
Like I said, I don't care enough to pay for a haircut anymore.
Hey,
so.
Next time, I'll get chat to donate $20 for you. I mean, I can make it like that. I think chat. I honestly think you could get $20 from chat to go get a haircut like that, because I know chat wants to see it.
But yeah, so by the time I was like done, my wife was like, "Just shave it off." And then I got my oldest daughter's opinion too, just to make sure, and she was like, "Yeah, it's not." So I couldn't really save it. I tried, but yeah. And then once I did the sides, I had to pretty much go all the way because it looks dumb. It wasn't grown out far enough on the top to like make it look nice.
Yeah,
so.
I would never try and blend it myself. I would always just go into the barbers and get it done there. Yeah. That's my go-to. Well,
the part that sucks is I didn't mess up on that part. I messed up on
the sideburns.
I'm just doing like around my ears, and
that's when you cut like. You have the lines in your sideburns.
I know. I kind of joked about that. I was like, if I just did some lines, it would look fine. My wife was like, "What are you, back in middle school?"
I know.
Something?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Sadly, you're a little too old for that. Shoot, I'm too old for that. So just to rub it in, I decided to not wear a hat. Yeah. Since I got hair. I don't know.
Like I said, I can grow hair, so it doesn't bother me that I'm bald right now. But I have another story from my youngest 3-year-old. Had her first haircutting experience.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Found her in the bathroom, cut off like half of her hair, and she'd been growing it out, never had a haircut before, so 3.5 years of growth all down the drain.
That's tragic.
It was really bad. Like on this side it was like all the way to the top, and then like over here it was like all clumpy and cut at different spots and stuff. So we had to go get her like a little, what do they call that, like a bop or something. Like it's like super short right now.
Yeah, yikes, man. That's bad. So tragic hair experiences in the Brandt household. Guys. You let down chat a little bit, but you tried, so we applaud your effort. Also gotta give a quick shout out to the guy who I had to give a 300-second timeout to. That was the first time I ever had to give a 300-second timeout to somebody before I even went live. So round of applause for him. We're handing out applause all over the place right now. For me, my tragic thing that happened today was I was in Battleground. I just made a delivery. Thank God this didn't happen when I was trying to deliver. I had already gotten the food on my call, so I wasn't on a delivery. Yeah, I had this happen. I'm just gonna show you guys what I had to deal with here.
How does that even happen, man? I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. And my tire, it's gone. It's gone, man. Oh, man. Literally, like, I got these tires 33 days ago with the 30-day warranty, of course. Why couldn't it happen like 5 days ago? Why couldn't it happen not at all? I mean, oh, man.
Anyway, so that's what I had to deal with today. That tire was absolutely gone. Dude, I've never had a tire go on me quite like that. I was on the freeway and literally it went from being like inflated to my whole car shaking, feeling like I was running on the rim within like 5 seconds. The
That's
whole
scary.
sidewall split. I got it from some like random like independent tire shop, like just some random ass tire shop. I'm not doing that again. My uncle is a big car guy and really smart with cars, and he recommended me go to this tire shop. And I went there and got 2 new tires. And yeah, that tire I'd only been driving on it for 30 days, and the whole sidewall split. So yeah, next time I'm just going to Les Schwab.
Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with that.
Fix it for free if you got tires there.
Exactly. They were talking about like 60,000 mile warranty. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. That sounds better than a 30-day warranty where the tire literally blew out like 33 days into it. So that was my tragic experience today. Lost out on about 2.5 hours of work. So that's why we ended up going late with going live with the stream, because I tried to make up a little bit of that money that I lost from that flat tire. So that's why we ended up going live around 10:45. I also had to eat before this. You know, a man's got to eat. So I got my Wendy's. Got my Wendy's because they're quick with it. So I was going to someplace quick for you guys, because I wasn't about to go to Five Guys and wait 30 minutes because they take forever. I wasn't gonna do anything like that. I got Wendy's. They're fast. They're the best. Best fast food place around, in my opinion. I know somebody in chat thinks Burger King is the best fast food place around. I forget who it was. I think it was Destro. I don't know. But yeah, whoever said that was Trev. It was like Destrom or Trevin said Burger King was the best fast food place. And they're tripping. I don't know. Burger King sucks to me. Alvaro, I have no idea what you're talking about. Wendy's going bankrupt. Tori, can you react to the Stotts interview live on stream? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Can you, Taylor, do you follow me on Twitter? Could you DM me a link? Because if you post a link in the chat, it won't show up. It automatically blocks links. So if you could send me a link on Twitter, I'll open that up and we can react to that. Sadly, Eric won't be able to hear it. You just have to play the stream or something, and he could mute himself and play the stream. I don't know. Blazers official channel. Yeah, let's react to some Terry Stotts. I think the best way, because we did this with some post game streams, reacting to like quotes. I think maybe the best way to do this would be for you to like play the stream and listen to it. You'd be a little bit behind me, but then you could mute your mic, and then if you want to like say something off it, you obviously just unmute your mic. I think that'd probably be the best way for both of us to react to it.
Okay.
So let's do that. Let me pull it up here. Let's hear what Stotts says about this restart. Let's possibly get triggered at Stotts for the first time in a while, you know, just for nostalgia reasons. Let me see here. What's up?
I'm not finding it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted him to just send me a link, because that's the easiest way to do it. That is super loud. See, because then I start going on the YouTube page and stuff automatically plays, and then you guys go deaf. Because it's louder than me for sure. Oh my god, that was loud. in my headphones, so I know that was loud on your guys' end. See, that's why I don't just like start randomly scrolling through YouTube, because this video just started playing. Eric was the only one who didn't get the privilege of going deaf from that.
Are you talking about the one from yesterday?
Or you could hop in the Discord and message me a link on Discord. Because I hate when people say, react to this video, and then they like try and like point me where it is. It's like, if you know the video, you could easily find it and easily send me a link. Easily send me a link. It would be easier for you to send me a link than to like try and explain for 5 minutes what exact video you're talking about. Which I should be able to find it. Yeah, he had one a day ago, so I assume that's what it is. I just would prefer people to send me a link so I don't have to go like scrolling through YouTube pages where videos will automatically play and it will be super loud. Apologies if that was really loud for you guys.
Well, the only one I'm seeing is one from yesterday that's over 8 minutes long.
8 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 minutes is a bit long. But we can react to it. I don't know. We don't got a whole lot to talk about. We'll talk about like the bubble and Russell Westbrook and stuff. But we can react to this. So I just say play this. Just mute your mic and play the stream for you, Eric, and then unmute if you want to react to this with me. I'll pause at certain points and like give my thoughts, and then you can jump into. A lot of it will probably just be like hot air. You know, but I do want to... I didn't pay any attention to this, so I do want to see if there's anything interesting that he says. So let me play it on... There we go.
When I first saw this product, I thought it looked kind of crazy. Didn't really understand what the benefits would be.
The hell
but
is
I had
that?
seen some before and after pictures on the website and thought...
Right. Nope, I didn't want to do that.
All right, hello, Coach. Jason, go ahead, ask the first question.
Coach, can you just kind of explain what you guys did today?
You know, we did a little bit of everything. We kind of reviewed some of the offensive things that we're looking to do. We kind of tweaked some of our offense to take advantage of the new guys that we have, and worked on some defensive concepts that hopefully take advantage of our big guys. Can you turn it up at all?
They're definitely still figuring out that setup there with the whole media thing. You could tell they're kind of struggling a little bit.
AJ, go ahead.
Thanks so much for joining us. So I was wanting to get kind of a vibe, I guess, of how the first contact practice was, how everyone looked, getting back into a contact sort of state of mind, if you will, ahead of the season.
I had a hard time understanding that. I think I heard contact.
Do you want me to repeat it?
The practice really.
So they're struggling to even get through this interview. Eric, the whole like first minute and a half was a struggle. So I don't know if there's anything specific from this interview. It probably gets smoother, so I guess I'll keep playing it. But yeah, they are. Oh, I can actually put this like there, and they can still see you. It's funny listening to him struggle though. Anyway, all right, let's get this. Let's play this again.
Good. There was a lot of energy. I think everybody's ready to play basketball. You know, getting into contact, going live, full court, half court. It was just. I didn't see a lot of rust. To be honest, I thought everybody looked good. Everybody's in good shape.
Yeah, not interesting.
Good call. I'm just curious. I know there was really no way you could expect, how you're going to feel being in this new environment, but what has kind of surprised you about it, being in this bubble, and is it what you kind of expected?
I do want to hear his thoughts on the bubble, so this is a good question. And we'll kind of talk about the bubble in a bit.
The bubble, it's a unique experience, but I've said this a few times already. I'm really impressed with what the NBA has done. I mean, it's to have 3 separate bubbles, all the logistics involved with hotels and testing and food and gyms, and I mean, there's security. I mean, it's unbelievable all the planning that went into it. And we did our quarantine, everything went smoothly. Testing, it's just we haven't had any hitches. I don't know what we expected. We read about what was going to happen, but I don't think there's been any complaints. I think everybody's been pretty impressed.
First day?
Yeah, no, I mean, there were no injuries. There were a couple bumps and bruises.
Thank God there were no injuries. I can't handle it anymore. We're finally healthy, so yeah. A day without injuries, that's a win, especially this season.
But really, everybody held up pretty well. We had a little scrimmage at the end. Guys stayed after and got shots. So yeah, it was. I think everybody obviously is.
That is interesting that they can stay after. I didn't know. I wonder how many different courts they're practicing on, because I've seen a bunch of different courts. So the fact that they're able to stay after means there obviously wasn't a team after them. So I was a bit curious about, I figured there'd be one team practicing on the court and then they'd have to get off and another team comes in, but it sounds like they have enough courts where teams have a good amount of time and can even stay around after practice. So that's a bit interesting.
Concerned about doing too much too early, but it's a credit to the guys. They've really they've taken care of themselves. I mean, we've had 2 months of workouts at our facility, and they've been working hard to maintain their physical conditioning. And so they're really to answer your question, no injuries and everybody's fine.
It is interesting hearing Stotts talk about how everybody's in shape. The thing is, honestly, from everything that I've seen, pretty much every NBA player has stayed in shape. Like that surprised me. I expected some guys to be overweight. Maybe we're just not seeing the guys that are overweight, but Jokic lost weight, Melo lost weight, like Zion looks like he lost a little bit of weight, and that was a guy that a lot of people were worried about. He's still a big guy, but it seems like a lot of NBA players took care of their bodies. That kind of surprised me. I thought there would be more guys overweight, more guys looking more out of shape. It seems like, honestly, guys are pretty ready to go. So.
Casey, go ahead.
Hi, Terry. Casey Holdall. I guess it'd be remiss if I didn't ask, what did you think of the performance of both Yusuf and Zach today? You had mentioned kind of changing some of your defensive principles to utilize those guys. So I'm just curious, how did they look in that first contact practice after an extended period away?
They both looked like the way we remembered them. I told Nurk that he's the Nurk that I remember playing at both ends of the floor. He made some really good passes, good rebounds, that either one of them had missed any amount of time. It was very encouraging.
I just want to hear him talking about Thanks, maybe the defense that he plans on working with. Like, he's obviously not going to come out and straight explain his scheme down to the details, but I did kind of want to hear him talk about his defense.
He does say he switched it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did hear that. I just didn't know if he would go a little bit more in depth. Obviously, you don't want him to go fully in depth, but I don't know. The whole Nurkic thing, that's just hotter. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Like, I shouldn't say hot air. It's like, Nurkic looks good. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing with a lot of these interviews is, he could say, Nurkic looks good. He looks like his old self. Boom. Could be done answering that question. Instead, he drags on the answer, which a lot, coaches do. I'd probably do the same thing. It's an interview. You want to be elaborate and candid and whatnot. It's just there's really nothing insightful so far in this interview. There's probably nothing super insightful in this interview. It's just a typical Stotts interview. So, he
does say later on that they're working on changing their defensive philosophies a little bit to integrate the 3 big men. But
yeah, I just reacting to it because Taylor wanted me to.
There's also people are asking about what you think of Skinny Melo.
We'll get into Skinny Melo. The thing is, I did hear like a little bit of what Stotts had said in that interview. I didn't hear it from Stotts. I just saw people talking about it. So as far as the defensive schemes, I assume they'll go back to what they did opening night. What they did opening night against the Nuggets. If you remember, they were hedging their bigs because you had 2 rim-protecting bigs on the court with Collins and Hassan, and whichever big was involved in the pick and roll would hedge, and then the other big would kind of be the safety at the rim to be the rim protector. I actually really, really like that because you always have a rim protector around the rim. Whereas if you just only have one rim protecting big on the floor, like this year when we had Hassan and Melo, me and our bigs, if you put Hassan in a pick and roll, right, if you have him hedge, he's ended up pretty far away from the rim. I still think we could have done it and done so effectively and like used it to mix up our schemes and maybe used it in certain situations where it would have worked. But you do end up with your center, your one rim protector being 25 feet away from the rim. And Melo, is the other big. He's not going to provide any rim protection on the backside. Now, if you have 2 bigs, you can always have a rim protector around the rim defensively when the offensive team is in a pick and roll. So Collins can get out and hedge, you have Hassan back. Hassan can get out and hedge, you have Collins back. Now it might get a little tough when Hassan has to go out and hedge and Collins is guarding a stretch 4 because then that stretch 4 might be open if Collins is hanging around the rim. But if you hedge effectively, the ball should never.
And rotations are correct.
Yeah. You can rotate, and the thing is, if you hedge effectively and it works, the ball isn't getting downhill towards the big. You know what I mean? The goal is to contain the ball by hedging and then recover to the big man and basically shut down the entire pick and roll. So if they're hedging effectively, it's not something where you should end up consistently having Collins in 1v2 situations where he has to guard a guy driving at him because he got past the hedge, and then he also has to guard his own guy. You shouldn't have situations like that if they hedge effectively. And honestly, opening night, I thought Hassan Whiteside hedged very effectively. All season, I was saying Stoss should be hedging Hassan Whiteside more. And people were saying Hassan Whiteside's too slow. He can't do that. But opening night, I thought Hassan Whiteside hedged very, very well. I think he has a lot of length, so it's not like he has to even be that quick. He can really get out there just with his length alone. So I assume that's kind of the scheme they're going to go back to. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of hopeful about this because if you have 2 bigs, like if they decide to play Hassan and Nurk together, the worst possible thing we could do is Stotts drop scheme on pick and rolls because 100%. that like just clutters the 2 bigs in the paint and just leaves the 3-point wide open. And we talked about before how we're one of the worst teams in the league defending the 3-point line, and that's just going to make it worse. So the only way to actually be effective with that is if you allow one of the 2 to pressure the ball. And I like that I'm hearing that they're going to pressure the ball more out of pick and rolls. We've been asking for that for a long time.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, just coming into it, I guess they have a little bit of practice time, which they normally wouldn't have in the middle of a season at this point. But it's really hard to just switch up what you do for several years on the fly like that. So hopefully they have enough practice time to get used to rotating on the backside. Because if the other 3 people that aren't involved in the pick and roll don't know where they're supposed to be, or one of them misses an assignment, or one of them falls asleep on the backside like we did all year, it doesn't really matter what scheme we run. So everyone's got to be in sync and helping each other and rotating to the open guy. But yeah, I'm kind of like, if this is the only way to get Stotts out of dropping the big, then maybe it's a blessing in disguise a little bit. I still don't think it's the right play.
It shouldn't be the only way to get Stotts out of dropping the big.
Yeah, right.
I agree with you. You know, it's just like people are going to say, oh, well, now that he has this personnel, now he can do different stuff defensively in terms of his schemes. And it's like, that's not the case. He didn't need this exact personnel to be able to do different things defensively. He could have done different things defensively all season long and probably had better results than we had all season long. He just chose not to. Now that he has these bigs, now he's choosing to. You know, it's not like, oh, he had to have 2 7-footers on the court at the same time to be able to do anything other than drop the big on the pick and roll. But you know that's what people are going to say. Well, now that he has these guys, he can do something different. I guarantee you Chad Doing will be saying that on air. Well, you know, now that this team is healthy, now that you have 2 7-footers, you can do different stuff defensively, and he's going to think he's, you know, really onto something by talking about a scheme, you know, but it's just like, no, it's not that player dependent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not dependent on having Hassan, Nurkic, and Zach Collins to be able to do anything other than drop the big. You see a lot smaller teams do a lot of different stuff defensively. NBA players should be able to do multiple different things defensively instead of just run one basic-ass scheme. So I'm ready for that. That's going to be annoying when people say that, but you know people are going to say that.
And just so people know what we're talking about, so other teams, like when they're playing the Blazers this year, would purposely run pick and roll with whoever Hassan was guarding. So Hassan would have to either come out and get switched onto a guard, or like what we like to do is not have, if Hassan's guy goes up and screens the ball, we just have Hassan play back so the ball handler comes around that pick and can shoot if he's wide open, or if he drives, he has Hassan waiting for him in the paint. But it's so predictable because like people know what we're doing and they always try to get Hassan involved in that. But if we have pressure on the ball and trap out of the pick and roll and do different things, it can catch the defense or the offense off guard. And if we had the rest of the personnel in the right spots to combat that, I mean, there's ways around exploiting Hassan, but I think there's better ways than playing 2 bigs at the same time. But I don't mind playing Collins with one of the bigs. I think he's quick enough to recover. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens.
I do have serious reservations about Hassan and Nurkic together still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I still do. I mean, yeah, I think too many fans want to see that happen. Like, defensively, it's if Stotts runs the right scheme, he can kind of mitigate the lack of foot speed from whoever's guarding other power forwards. But still, you know, neither one of them is proven shooters. I mean, it could honestly be okay if it's if everything works out perfectly. Like if Nurkic is all of a sudden hitting threes at a regular clip on volume, like, okay, then our spacing would probably be fine. If Nurkic if his foot speed is better than ever and Stotts runs the right defensive scheme, then our defense might be fine as well. You know what I mean? And it might work if everything goes perfectly. But the thing is, like, those are big conditional things that I honestly don't have a ton of confidence in Nurkic being a consistent 3-point shooter in order to space the floor. And I don't have a ton of confidence in either one of those guys guarding power forwards, so I still have some serious reservations at this point. We'll just have to wait and see on that. Do you want to give any thoughts on that?
Well, Mike asked, did Nurk and Skal ever run together? So Skal was traded at the deadline last year, and Nurk got hurt about a month and a half later. But Skal didn't really play a lot once he was traded for. So no, I don't think they ever really saw much time on the floor together. Yeah. But they did play. It was way less than it should have been because we didn't have another backup big. But they did play Skal and Whiteside a little bit, or Stotts was starting to, and then he started Skal, and then he gets hurt the first game he starts, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen that lineup a little more. I've been begging since we drafted Zach, to play him and Nurk together more. It hardly ever happens. I'm excited to see how that works. Not as excited with Melo at the 3, but yeah.
I will say.
God.
I will say this. Hedging the pick and roll is the best thing to do with the bigs if Melo is playing the 3. Because we both know Melo can't get through screens.
Mm-hmm.
He needs as much help as possible. And the most help he's going to get is if he has whoever's screening him, say it's the center. If Whiteside's guarding the center, if Whiteside hedges, that gives Melo the most amount of time and the most amount of leeway to get through the screen. So it kind of offsets if Stotts is going to go with a hedging pick and roll defense, it kind of mitigates Melo's struggles getting through screens, in my opinion. So hopefully that won't be something that's quite as bad as I'm worried about, because I'm worried about Melo just getting pick and rolled to death because he can't get through screens, and then we just end up switching, and then you just have a point guard isolating Hassan and eating him up. Like, that is something I'm worried about.
I will say I don't know if proud of him is the right word, but I am proud of Melo for being in, looks like he's in the best shape I've seen him since close to when he came into the NBA. At least, not looking chunky like he normally does when he plays. So if he's ever gonna make playing the 3 work again, he definitely needed to do something like that and get faster. Unfortunately, he's so old. I don't know if it's going to matter as much as it probably would.
A lot of Blazer fans are just assuming he's going to be quick now. It's like, no, he's still 36 years old.
And it also will take away a little bit of his power inside on post-ups and stuff. So I don't know if it's really the best move, but I don't think it can hurt. So I'm glad he's at least going to give it a full shot, versus if he came in overweight and was definite power forward weight trying to play the 3, there's no way it would have worked. But at least he's making an effort to give the best possible scenario of Melo playing the 3. How good that is still to be determined, but
yeah. God, I still don't think it's gonna work out. I mean, they released that footage and he was doing a crossover. You know what clip I'm talking about? The clip of Dame, CJ, and Melo, and he was doing a crossover, and he might have just been taking things easy, but he still looks so slow, man.
Yeah.
He still looks so slow. But yeah, if he was ever gonna have a shot at playing the 3, he needed to lose weight. The thing is, man, he's still probably going to get burnt by. God, I don't want him on the perimeter guarding Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. You're going to, in the playoffs, if you have that, LeBron is going to be able to consistently get by Melo, and the thing is, LeBron gets the line well. He's very powerful. He's very hard to stop, so he's just going to be going straight at our bigs. Those bigs are probably going to get in foul trouble. It's just, it doesn't seem like the right thing to have happen.
Well, one of the other problems, too, is we don't have anyone who's even above average perimeter defender with that lineup. So that means Dame and CJ can't really rest on defense at all. So I hope that doesn't affect their offense too much. Because when we play Memphis, Dame or CJ is going to have to guard Ja. It's probably going to have to be Dame.
Because you don't have that good defensive small forward to switch over onto him.
Yep. And then, I forgot who we play our second game, but most of the games we play are going to have that. When we play Houston, we're going to have CJ or Melo guarding James Harden, and we're going to have to run our whole defense around trying to help them out, and it's going to be tough to make up for that.
You know what? Houston especially, they start Eric Gordon at the 3, so you could easily switch CJ over to guard Eric Gordon, who's 6'4", who's CJ size. You could easily have CJ guard the small forward in Eric Gordon and have a good defensive small forward in there, preferably Gary Trent Jr., who has done a good job on Harden earlier this year, have him guard Harden. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like all the people that say, oh, Gary Trent Jr. is too undersized. At least half the time we have the small forward guard to guard anyway. So Gary Trent Jr. is not too undersized to guard guards, which is what we ask out of the three a lot of times. So that whole argument I can't stand because that bit of context goes ignored. And we won't have that privilege of being able to do that with Melo at the three. You know, Melo's a worse option than Dame or CJ. So as you said, yeah, they're going to have to work defensively, and that's what's frustrating about it. The other thing is our transition defense is going to struggle. A lot of times against good transition teams, you can't get back to your matchups. You have to take just kind of like a random guy. So like, in order for us to play good transition defense, sometimes we'd have to have the small forward pick up the point guard, and CJ would have to pick up the small forward, and Dame would have to pick up the shooting guard. You know, you get cross-matched in transition a lot of times because you don't really have the time to get back to your guy if you're like completely across the court and they're threatening. The offense is threatening. The thing is, in that situation, dude, the cross matches with Melo on guards could just be tragic. You know, if a team pushes the pace, it has a guy like a James Harden. They want to force Carmelo Anthony to end up on James Harden, and then they're just going to isolate James Harden, and Melo stands no chance. You know what I mean? Like, that's what teams are going to try and do. So that is something I'm definitely worried about.
And on transition defense, so I don't know about you, but I was always taught like the point guard was supposed to like head back as soon as a shot goes up on offense, right? So like they're supposed to be the one back first, right?
That's not.
Is that what you were taught?
No, it was whatever player was closest to half court.
Okay.
In college, that's what I was taught. Whatever player was closest to half court. If you were like above, it wasn't even necessarily just that. If you were like above the 3-point arc up top, like, you know, there's free throw line extended if you extend the free throw line out. If you extend like the top of the arc out, if you were like above that, you were supposed to go back. If everybody was below that, then you know, it was basically whoever was closest to half court was supposed to be the safety.
See, because the problem the Blazers have is Dame often drives or gets caught like not on the top of the key, or he goes for offensive rebounds sometimes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But and then CJ's usually like on the sides or in the corner, and then like someone who is ever the small forward is usually in the other corner. And like we usually have a big as that guy back there, so they're not always the quickest to get back if there is a fast break. So I just worry about that when our three bigs are Melo, Collins, and Nurk or Whiteside, and I don't know. I'm hoping we're gonna find out how good of a coach Stotts is. I think because if he does some things and it works, I mean I have to give him credit. He should have been doing some of those things all along, but hopefully he can figure out a way to, if this makes him have to change his defense, I think it could be a somewhat good thing for the Blazers.
Yeah, I have a tough time giving Stotts credit for doing something that he should have already been doing, for doing something that's a part of his job description. Like, I'm not going to give an NBA player credit for making a... I'm not going to give an NBA player credit for making a wide open lane. You know what I mean? Like, okay, good, you made the lane, but like, I'm not going to go out there and say, like, give him credit. You know what I mean? He should make a wide open lane. And for Stotts, it's like he should be able to come up with more than one defensive scheme. Like that he's an NBA coach. Like, he should be able to do that. If I could do that, he should be able to do that. Like, that's what's...
I agree with you. I'm just saying maybe he's like been so stubborn with it that from here on out, because you know we're stuck with him at least here next year. So I'm just hoping that if it goes well, he can be like, you know what, we tried this defense and it worked really well, and we had success with it. Maybe my defense isn't the greatest, and we can start focusing on other defensive philosophies. I mean, I'm not terribly hopeful of that. I'm just hoping that he can see maybe the error in his ways of being stubborn about it in the past.
I have no confidence in that because he is a guy who's always been stuck in his ways. So even if something is shown to work in previous seasons, like early on in the season, even if something has been shown to work, he still doesn't stick with it. You know what I mean? He still kind of reverts back. He always seems to revert back to what he does as a coach, the drop, pick, and roll scheme, not using Dame off the ball, not pushing in transition, like playing a slow it down style, not moving the ball. Like, it always seems to revert back to the same type of basketball, even if we have stretches. I got to turn off my ringtone.
Your phone's blowing up.
Yeah, I have my headphones in, so I didn't know if that was something else, but I just realized that it's been going off. So yeah, it's I don't know, I lost my train of thought anyway.
So even though we've answered this question a bunch of times, what's your percentage the Blazers make the playoffs?
Percentage chance? I don't know. 40%. 40% is what I'm at.
Interesting. Even with the schedules? Because I thought you dipped it way down after the schedules and Ariza.
35 to 40%. I'm still optimistic that we have like 3 legitimately good bigs, and we still have Dame. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it'll be harder to make the play-in game than it would be to beat Memphis twice in a row in a play-in game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be harder to stay within 4 games and beat out New Orleans than it will be to beat Memphis twice in a row if we do get in that playoff game. That play-in series. So I don't know. It's kind of hard.
As long as we win the first game, I'm fairly confident we can stay within the 4 games. But yeah, it's just a matter of staying ahead of all the teams behind us.
Yep.
Alex, it doesn't. We don't know how many games. It's just all based on record. You have to stay within 4 games of the 8th seed and be the 9th seed. If we fall to 10th, even though if we're within 4 games, we still wouldn't make the play-in game. So you just have to keep pace. We're 3.5 behind Memphis right now. So if we lose that game to them, the first game, then we're 4.5 back and would have to beat them out and beat the teams behind us. So that's why that game is so important, to go 2.5 behind them and then stay ahead of all the other teams behind us.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike was asking about in relation to if Ariza was there or not, which we've already answered as well. But I thought it was like a 50% or greater chance if Ariza was there. And now I'm down in that 30 to 40 range with you, probably closer to 33.
Yep.
It's just not necessarily because I don't believe in him. I still believe that this team's going to play well. It's just there's so many other factors that even if they play well, might not allow them to make the playoffs.
Yep. I agree. If anybody wonders why I keep looking down, I broke my damn nail clippers because I was playing with them. And I've been really trying to fix it. So that's why I've been looking down almost this entire time. Oh, man. Anyway, that's... because they were talking about it in the Twitter group chat. They were like, he's looking down at his phone. Listen to your co-host. I'm like, I'm listening to him. I'm just trying to fix these damn nail clippers, man, because it fell apart. And this is what I fidget with instead of playing with my mic, because I get very fidgety on stream. So, yeah. Tori, I think to ease into stream highlights, you could like pick out one really good or best moment out of the stream. I want to pay somebody to do it, to be honest.
But you still have to go through all the streams and pick out those moments. So.
I'm not gonna get those out before the restart. I'll get them out after the Blazers season is done. Hopefully, I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it, which is gonna cost it's gonna cost quite a bit of money to do that. Yeah.
So Alex says he's still questioning about the playoffs. So yeah, if the 9th seed is within 4 games of the 8th seed, there's a 2-game playoff in which the 9th seed has to win both games. If the 8th seed wins one of the 2, they're the 8th seed and get the 8th seed and the playoffs start. But so like if the Blazers get the 9th seed and they're 3 games behind Memphis, they would have to beat them twice just to get the 8th seed to play the Lakers. That's how that would work.
Yep.
And so Ben C. Darling is saying Gary Trent is better than Wesley Matthews.
I'm not gonna go that far yet.
He could be. He could be just as good. He's definitely not there yet.
He's
though.
not as proven. Yeah. They have a lot of similarities though.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so triggered at this.
I think people forget just how good Wesley was before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people have only been watching the NBA since after he got hurt. So.
True. Very, very true. Dude, I am so annoyed. How do these break, bro?
I know you're not paying attention.
I can't mentally get past this. I want to fix it, but I can't, bro.
Yeah. I know you're not paying attention to me, but
I have been this whole time.
I am getting really triggered by people on Twitter who will say something about a player that they have no idea. They're just saying it to be like edgy or whatever. Like, saw someone today saying like, he like quote tweeted someone saying that they thought John Stockton would be elite in any era or whatever. And he was like, he wasn't even elite in his own era. And this guy was like a teenager, you know. It's like he wasn't even alive when you weren't even alive when Stockton was playing. Yet you think you know enough to like say something like that.
God, yeah, that shit's ridiculous.
It's like, I mean, it's kind of hard for me because like when you talk about the greatest players of all time, I never saw Wilt play. I never saw Russell play. So like, I never saw Oscar Robertson. So I don't know how good they were. Like, I have no idea, you know. I've seen a few games of Walton, obviously, from old Blazer game highlights and the finals and stuff like that. But I didn't really like watch him for a full season, so I don't know. I can only judge based on what I've seen. Like, if someone tells me that like Walton was the best passing big they've ever seen, I'm not going to be like, no, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Walton could never pass the ball, you know, like because they saw him play, they would know better than me. But yeah.
Yep.
Oh, while you're distracted, since Zacho's in here, Zacho, we need an update, man. You haven't been in the last.
Oh yeah, shoot, man. How did it go, bro?
Have you? Did you shoot your shot, or what happened? Did you chicken out?
You get blocked. You get Hassan Whiteside your ass. We need an update. He thinking he could just slide in this chat without giving us an update on his woman situation. Hopefully it's a woman's situation. He's over 18. Hopefully it's not a girl situation. Yikes.
Anime Jake said his court date is next week. That's funny.
That's perfect.
Hopefully not. I shot my shot with another girl. Oh, look at you, player.
What the hell? Bro. We're playing basketball soon.
Playing one-on-one soon.
I just thought of something I can't say out here.
Why are you playing basketball?
Oh my god, bro.
Alex Wolf, the answer to that question is zero trade value. Negative trade value.
Zacho, you playing her 1v1 for her card, bro?
No.
Oh my god.
No. You said you couldn't say it, then you said it.
I said it differently than how I thought it. That's the only way. Oh, bro. Good luck. Then, that's what we mean by shooting his shot. Like,
he's literally just playing basketball. We're talking about like love and relationships and going after a girl, and he's just talking about like, oh no, I just wanted to play basketball with her.
Oh my god. Where's Clay's at? Clay's might never be back. I'm not sure. Chill, Tori, bro. You're the one who said you're playing you're playing basketball with her. So I don't know, bro. You insinuated it, like. Where's the peeps and plaid? They haven't been doing anything. I don't know if they'll still upload here. I haven't talked to them in a very long time, so I don't know what's up with them.
So
Let's go! I fixed the damn things.
Nice. I see Hamza in here. Hey, I didn't see the answer to your how many free throws you made out of 100. It's people's mix, not people's choice.
He definitely ain't the people's choice.
Can you imagine like Clay's and people's mix just hanging out like by themselves?
Oh my god.
90. Oh,
bro, Clay's would probably kill people's mix within 24 hours, bro. If you like put them in a room together and neither of them could get out, Clay's would lose his mind. Knowing Clay's, knowing people's mix, ooh, that'd be rough.
Hamza's trying to claim that he made 90 out of 100 free throws today. I don't believe him.
Yeah, where's the tape, bro? Wait, who's the guy that said he could beat me one-on-one? That was Chiefin, right?
Yeah, but that's a lot. Destrom thinks he can break your ankles. Lots of people think they can.
Yeah, you guys don't know what you're getting yourselves into with that, man.
Yeah, Java.
Yeah, no. I say this with full confidence. Nobody in this chat could beat me one-on-one. I say that with full confidence. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's somebody lurking there that's just certified baller, but I have full confidence in myself. So hey, if we could have meetups, I'd let you guys challenge me, but the whole world is shit right now. So I can't prove it to you that you guys don't want this. But yeah. I'm acting too cocky. I do think that nobody in this chat could beat me one-on-one. What about you, Eric? Do you think anybody in this chat could beat me one-on-one?
I don't know. I haven't played basketball in like 4 months. So.
I'm not saying you. You're on the stream. You're not in the chat.
No. I'm saying I have no idea how I'd even be right now.
Oh, I was saying, do you think anybody in this chat could beat me one-on-one?
Yeah. And Ben, that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, Eric said he would dunk on us on Whiteside. So.
That's exaggerating too.
Can't even hit jumpers consistently. When was the last time I played ball? Like 2 months ago. But I realized after like 2 months of not shooting, I realized why I was struggling with my shot. I realized what I was doing with my form. So I'm excited to shoot again whenever the hell I can.
Alex Russell said he beat you. He says he watched your 3-on-3 games. He'd read you like a book.
Okay, bud.
Alvaro said he put $100 down that at least one person could beat you. Ooh.
All right, bet.
This is getting interesting.
Bet. Alex, we'll wear
masks. Don't
bro.
bet with people's mix.
I'll wear masks. Alex, bro, come. Are you in Vancouver? You can come lose. I haven't shot in 2 months. You can still come lose, man. Challenge accepted. Let's get it. Thinking my 3-on-3 games mean anything. Bro, literally could not shoot on that court. Nobody could shoot on that court. If I'm in a situation where I can hit shots, you ain't reading any books, bro. Macy gave me MVP of basketball camp.
Yeah.
I just want to be competitive and play, bro. I have not been able to be competitive in months, and I need to be just super competitive. I need to get my fix.
So in Oregon, masks are starting Wednesday at least. Masks are required outdoor public places.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
They're not even doing that in Washington.
And Trevin, you're closer, but still kind of off what I said. But yeah, it's like a fish story.
What?
My Hassan Whiteside comment.
Oh yeah, you said you could dunk on him, and you would swing from the rim and teabag him and something. I don't know. It was very vulgar. Yeah. So You can't even beat Milanova, but you think you could beat Hassan? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, the real story is that I said I think I could score one time on Hassan. It could be because he likes to block shots and he would try to swat the crap out of me, and I think I could pump fake him and get him one time and score.
My response to that,
it's turned into like I think I can beat Hassan. Hassan would dominate me. It would only work one time, and even if it did work, he could probably still recover and block the shit out of me anyway. But
he thinks Eric told me privately though that he thinks he should have Hassan's spot on the team. So he wants to keep up this whole humble persona up, but he thinks he would dominate Hassan Whiteside. He thinks he would make Hassan Whiteside his son. He said if he got to play Hassan Whiteside, he would officially have a second son. So that's what he told me.
That totally sounds like something I would say, and not you.
Hey, they don't know you, bro. They don't know you, man.
You said on live that you're the best at getting hit by a car.
And staying standing. You forgot that part. I mean, okay, how many out of 1,000 people, how many people have gotten hit by a car twice and has a percentage of remaining standing of 100%? I have 1,000 random people. I'm probably the only one. So I'm at least pretty good at getting hit by cars and staying standing. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? 2 for 2, bro.
It's just the weirdest thing. It's just the weirdest thing.
It is weird. I'm not lying though. That's the funny part. Yeah, you guys don't want to be 2 for 2. You guys want to be 0 for 0.
And Alex Wolfjimmer would crush me. I freaking hate playing against smaller guys.
It's not what you told me.
That's why I think I could score one time at Hassan, because I'd like playing against taller guys that like to go for block shots versus Jimmer's just going to stand there and push you down low when you go up to shoot, and it's annoying.
You do hate little guys pushing you, bro, even though you weigh twice as much as them. That's what I've noticed. The smaller guys are, the more annoyed you get when they push you. I don't get it. They won't even move you. They'll try and push you, and you won't even move, and you'll score, and then you'll be mad about pushing you. It's what do you mean? They can't even move you. You're too strong for them, bro. I don't get that.
Because if I play defense like that, it would be a foul every time. So it's just bullshit that people can
it's the Shaq thing.
Push off. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing with Hassan though is he would probably know that he doesn't have to jump to block your shot. He could probably block your shot without jumping from being within 4 feet of you. That's why I don't think I get the logic. But that dude is so damn lengthy. I don't know. I think maybe I could score on him because I could play out on the perimeter a little bit better. I wouldn't try and take him in the post. I think you'd have to take him on the perimeter and hit a step back 3. Something like that. Then again, he is so goddamn big. I don't know. It's just guards in the NBA make him look so slow, but it's they're super quick, so I don't know. I probably couldn't, to be honest. I'd have to spin him around or something with a dribble,
See, this is the one thing you had me on. You just slipped up because you could have always held that against me, that I think that I could take Hassan.
I'm obviously joking, and you're obviously serious. So
yeah, obviously.
Anyway.
But now Tori's better at playing Hassan one-on-one.
Bro, if you think you could score on Hassan one-on-one, then you have to think I could too.
Either of us could score on any NBA player if we hit a shot.
Eric thinks I could score on Hassan. I know I couldn't, so Eric's being too cocky for me.
Neither of us could beat an NBA player one-on-one, but we could definitely have a chance to hit, like you said, a crazy step back 3 or something. We'd have to get lucky, but it's not it's not like people are like we could never even get a shot up. Like if they're playing my 7-year-old or something.
I have beat a D1 player 1-on-1 though. And that's facts. And literally the only way I did it was because I was shooting insane and just shooting step backs. That this guy was literally like, I swear, getting a fingertip on every step back I shot, and somehow they were just all going in. And I still barely beat him. And that was a D1 player, so yeah, an NBA player. Maybe Melo I think I could score on twice. 3 times. I don't know. Honestly, Melo, I'd have confidence going against Melo. Against his defense, bro. I don't know, dude. Like, he's so slow, you know? And he doesn't have that length.
Yikes.
Bro. Melo.
He's like 6'8", though.
Yeah, but like out of anybody in the NBA, who would you have the most confidence scoring on? Oh, probably Isaiah Thomas. Probably. For you, Isaiah Thomas. I'm more of a perimeter guy, so I don't know. But you would be able to... How many times, if you and Isaiah Thomas are playing 1s and 2s to 21, how many points do you think you'd get against him? Loser's ball all the way.
So, can I pull an anti-Tory and back him down every time?
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. I don't know. I could probably score a couple times on him because he couldn't block my shot. So if I got a 3-pointer off,
bro, you know he has bad hips too, so he couldn't use that leverage. You know.
Yeah.
You know he couldn't stand his ground.
Yeah, I'd score a couple points, but I couldn't keep him in front of me either, so I'd be so screwed.
True,
he just have to blow by me every time, even with his bad.
That's why I said losers. Because if I said winners, he'd score. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd probably be right around there, Zacho.
Tori, do you think you're better than Alvini Linguini? I've never seen that guy play, so how do I know? Didn't he play college ball too? So I don't know. He's big. I don't really know him. I don't really know him, but I think I would have a chance to beat him 1-on-1. Any YouTuber, I think I would have a chance to beat 1-on-1 unless they're like NBA player or former NBA player or like a high level D1 player. So have a chance. Not saying I would. Have a chance is a lot different. But I don't even know how we got on this. Like. All I know is, dude, I want to have a meetup, man. I want to play pickup ball. I want these people that say they could beat me 1-on-1. I really want to play them 1-on-1, bro. Like, I'd really want to just, like, stop that where it needs to be stopped and beat them, you know?
Alvaro, that is not true. You said Flight would dominate you.
I would beat Flight easily, bro. Come on, man. Yeah. Flight is not good, bro. It's just because he's a YouTuber and he's popular. Like, YouTubers are held to such a low bar when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, I don't know about the guy Zacho mentioned, Devontae Friga. I don't know who that is.
Just gonna randomly put names out there. Could I beat the professor? No. Probably not. I mean... The professor's weird because he's such a good ball handler. It's like, yeah, he could probably mess me up with just his ball handling, but also like I see a lot of the stuff he pulls on random people, and it's like I'm not gonna fall for that. And I have length, and he's small, so I could give him space, and that would allow me to not like have to bite on all his like fancy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would get killed by Professor. not because I'd fall for his stuff, but just because. I mean. Anyone who plays basketball that much, like you have to be like around a basketball an insane amount of time to have those kind of handles. So like, I guarantee you he's a lights out 3-point shooter. And
oh yeah, I mean obviously
so you can't really give him
underdog, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I'd have no chance to beat him. That's a little different than saying, oh, I beat him, or oh, I'd probably beat him. Like, I think I might have a chance to. That's. Yeah.
I hate playing 1-on-1.
Why?
I just like, because I'm a pass first guy, so it kind of ruins all of my moves if I don't have anyone to pass to, or the threat of passing.
I mean, that's how I got in my rec league. I started really just. Honestly, though, the only reason I got like that is because of how heavily I got doubled. Because I used to be a guy who would just go into my rec league and score 50, 55. Just didn't really look to pass. Like, in high school, I was kind of that type of player. So I just started getting doubled and triple teamed, and then I had to learn how to pass. And now I really enjoy passing, whereas I didn't before. I just wanted to get buckets. Now I really enjoy it. Like, I don't know.
Shut up, Trevin.
Dude, I want to play basketball, bro.
He's trying to start some.
Trevin can. I don't even know what he's trying to start. I don't even know what I was gonna say.
As Nurk just said, did you hear that quote from Nurk?
No.
An assist makes two people happy.
Yeah.
I like that philosophy.
It's a little cliche. It's a little cliche. Because, like, if Nurkic scores, if Nurkic scores, everybody's gonna be happy anyway. So, I do like it, but also it's like kind of ironic coming from the center of the team who's last in assists. Like, we are the worst assisting team in the league. Yeah. So, I guess we're not that happy. But I don't know what the rotation's going to look like with Mario. Oh, Mario. Eric is Nikola Jokic.
I would be surprised if he played much.
Eric's like Chris Kaman. Eric is Chris Kaman. Except Chris Kaman like shooting mid-range more than Eric does. Because I feel like you're more of like a 3 or a inside guy.
Yeah, I don't shoot much mid-range. I should start doing it, but...
Dude, if we had Rip City 3-on-3, which should be in 2 weeks, that's depressing. But next time, I swear, you gotta start shooting. You gotta get your shot dialed in beforehand, and then you gotta, like... You gotta, like, show these...
I'll shoot, yeah. I don't mind playing outside. I'll play outside.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it would be dope to... Instead of we've done, because me and you have just bullied guys, these small media guys. It would be cool to just start hitting threes on them. Have you start hitting threes on them? Because I wanna see more of that perimeter game. Because I know you were slowed down by your injury and a lot more interior based than you probably would have otherwise been.
That's another reason why I hate 1-on-1 and like 3-on-3 is. I like the flow and the openness of full court.
Yeah. With your injury, I don't think I've seen you run full speed, so, like, I don't know. Like, how when you were dealing with what you were dealing with, like, what percentage could you run of full speed? Like, could you run 100% full speed, or could you only run, like, 70%?
No. Yeah, it was probably 60%.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But that's what I figured.
The problem is I'm 41 now. I don't know if it'll ever get back to 100%.
True.
But yeah.
I just thought that was limiting you. So, like, you know, and obviously that's not your fault. That's the damn injury. It was just like hearing you talk about playing in open court and then remembering, like, you only being able to run 60%. It just doesn't seem to, like, go together.
It's more of a... Because, like, I'm not quick, but... I have, like, pretty high basketball IQ, so, like, running a fast break, like, I make the right pass or, like, you know, look someone off or hesitate or fake someone. It's more, like, deception type stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. I just, like, I'm deceptively quick sometimes. Like, people don't, you catch them with, like, a hezi or a spin move or something, and yeah.
Yeah, you do have a quick spin move. I'll give you that for sure.
But yeah, my injury, what it hurt the most was like lateral quickness on defense, and then like my first step with the ball, like that kind of stuff was like way slower than it used to be.
That'd be fun to see you like quicker, just because you're healthy and just like. Because I've never seen it before, and we played together like 2 years in a row, and I want to see it, you know?
See, in my heyday, I would play like kind of a point forward, and I could pull up from like 5 feet behind the line, or I could drive in and dish, and I could get to the rim. Yeah, so it used to be a lot better. Like I said, I don't know if I'll ever get that back because I need to lose a lot of weight too to go along with that. But
you don't I don't know. You don't have a lot of bad weight, it seems like, to be honest. Like, it just seems like you're just built, like, big, strong. It's not like, I don't know. You're not somebody I look at as, like, being, like, fat, because I don't think you're fat. Like,
that's funny because, like, my whole life I was super skinny and everyone, like, used to say that, so.
Yeah.
It's only been, like, a recent thing.
Why? Watch me go down that road because I've always been skinny. Dad
weight.
Yeah. You birth a kid and then you gain all that weight, right? That's how
it works.
But yeah, see, like, I love 5-on-5 playing in transition, but for different reasons. Like, I'm still young, so when I build a head of steam, it's hard to stop me, and I'm not afraid to, like, just create contact and drive into people. So once I have a head of steam, I'm good at just kind of like using my body and just kind of almost moving people a little bit or creating contact and just kind of like, I don't know. I always, whenever I'm pushing in transition against defenders, I always try and like imagine LeBron. Just the way LeBron like drives in transition and just the way he pushes the ball. Like, I've always kind of envied that and tried to emulate that a bit. If I was like stronger, dude, it would probably be a lot more effective because I'm pretty skinny, but I am willing to use the shoulder and create contact, and I feel like I have just enough body control to be able to do that at like a pretty high speed, so I think that's hard to stop. But I'm also not like, I also like it because a lot of the time when I go into that mode, man, I can draw multiple defenders, so then I'm just looking to kick back. What are you laughing at? I didn't compare myself to LeBron, bro. You guys are clowns, man. Like, how is trying to kind of emulate, like, I said I was trying to emulate, like, how he drives in transition, right? Like, just because you're trying to, I don't know, emulate Steph Curry's shot doesn't mean you think you're Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, I'm actually being serious. A lot of times when I talk about basketball, I'm, like, jokefully cocky. Like, I'm actually being serious. Like, I love playing in transition for those reasons. And a lot of time when you create contact, it can kind of help slow you down a little bit. So a lot of times I'll try and create contact to maybe get a lane to the rim or get a layup off. But the thing is, most of the time, if you drive into somebody, it's going to slow you down. So I like letting it slow me down because that gives me time to maybe, like, look at the wing for a pass or look kind of behind or just kind of like gain awareness of like my teammates in transition with me, if that makes sense. So like it can open up some different types of layups and stuff, but it can also open up some passes, if that makes sense.
I did play full court one time when you were there.
Yeah.
At Mount Tabor, and the court was slippery as heck, but we ran some fools. Actually, you weren't on my team every game, but I was running transition there. Yeah.
There was that like 6'5", like no body, fat, athletic guy who's just trying to create a bunch of contact, and I think I D'd him up pretty well. I was up for that matchup because there's this like 6'5" guy that shows up, looks like in amazing shape. I think he completely ran the other team off the court just because he was so much bigger and more physical. So I was super up for that matchup, and he kept trying to like use his shoulder and create a bunch of contact and bully me, and it's like, bro, you're not gonna do that to me like you did to the 5'10", 150-pound guy. So I got up for that. I just kept standing my ground.
Then some other people came and refused to play anything other than half court, so we played 5-on-5 half court, which was lame.
Yep.
And there was that like dad Steve Kerr guy.
Yeah, bro, I need to play basketball, man. I need to play basketball. It sucks that everything's going back up. God, man, I want to. They were gonna open my gym and like open the court and allow you to shoot around, bro, in Phase 3, and we had applied for Phase 3, and then the state put a pause on it, and now we have no chance to go into Phase 3 anytime soon. because our cases when we applied per like 100,000 people, it was supposed to be under 25, and it was at like 15, and now it's at like 50, so it's more than twice what it needs to be. So like we have no chance to go into phase 3. So I don't know when I'm gonna be able to play basketball, man. It's frustrating.
Yeah, very frustrating.
But
I got invited to play basketball this Saturday.
With who?
But
with like just random people or like a gym?
No, they're playing at like a court outside a church that hasn't been taken down. But like a lot of the parks around me, the rims, they took all the rims down. They're still down, so I can't even like go to a park and shoot by myself.
We have rims here still up. I haven't seen anybody playing. God, I don't know, man. I'm struggling. I'm struggling, man. We shouldn't have even started talking about basketball because now I just want to play basketball. I at least just want to shoot around, get my shot dialed in and that type of thing. But bro, like, I ran once maybe in the last 2 months. Like, I feel like I hate this feeling, bro. Like, first time in my life where I've not consistently played basketball or exercised, and I feel like, dude, it doesn't feel right still.
Yeah.
I've gotten used to that, but it's just like I'm sitting in a car all damn day, then I'm coming here and I'm sitting in this chair. Like, I'm just sitting constantly, and I hate it.
Yeah, I can't really buy a portable basketball hoop. My street isn't like...
He has a skinny-ass street.
Big enough to put, like... to waste money on
I have a basketball hoop in front of this house, and it's like that. And then if you hit this side of the rim, it's like that. It's so bad, man. So yeah, I don't really have a good option either.
My mom still has the hoop from when I was little at her house, but like the trees are all like overgrown around it. Yeah. Like, if you put it up all the way, you can use it as like a dunk hoop or like for my little ones, but like, yeah, putting it up all the way is not easy to shoot on.
I just want to play people. Like,
virtual reality basketball, that'd be cool.
If you could like
simulate like we could just go on there and play each other 1-on-1, but
it's like virtual reality, bro. Yeah. Bro, this pandemic hit 50 years too early, man. Should have happened 50 years from now when we could have actually done that.
Alvaro, so Westbrook, yeah. Are you referring to if he's better than Dame or not, which is so lame and played out, and I'm sick of seeing that every single day? Or are you talking about him getting COVID?
Every day, man. Like, it's so stupid. Twitter's been annoying during this whole layoff, man. NBA Twitter has gotten to such an annoying point. And maybe it's just because the people I follow and the stuff that they engage in and the stuff that they retweet and stuff. But I just... So many 16-year-old kids following 5,000 people who have 5,000 followers who have some like random NBA edit who don't know anything about basketball but act like they know everything. I am so tired of those types of people. And their username is like... Shy season or Anthony season. Oh wait.
Oh, that was a shot.
I couldn't resist that one. But yeah, you know, it's such and such season or such and such.
So loud with the dribbling and the passing.
Hey, at least it's not a keyboard. But yeah, no, I hate it. It's like insert player name here, and there's something on the end. It's like season or world or I don't know. Like I'm blanking on because there's like you can always tell one of those kids just based off their username. It's always season or world or something else. I don't know.
But yeah, there was 19 players, I guess, that tested positive before going to the bubble, and they have not been allowed in yet until I think they have to have 2 positive or negative tests before they're even allowed to travel to the bubble, and then they have to quarantine once they get there, I think, for a certain amount of time. And then we have a couple people who tested positive when they first got to the bubble. Fortunately, there was a mandatory 48-hour isolation for all people while they were waiting the initial test results from when they first got there. So it looks like the bubble seems to be working as of right now. I know a couple people, Bruno Caboclo and who was it? Rashawn Holmes. Both are put into 10-day quarantine right now. I think they're a few days into it, but they both broke the protocols. Rashawn went and got food from like Postmates or something delivered, and it wasn't unapproved.
I think he met the delivery driver outside the boundary.
Because like Kelly Oubre told him it was okay or something.
Kelly Oubre isn't even on his team.
I know, but they played in Phoenix last year, I think.
Yeah, that's just funny. That's a way to like screw over the other team. Kelly Oubre, man, that's genius. The team they're going against too, the Kings and the Suns.
I don't even know if Oubre's at the bubble, but he posted something like, "Hey, just let you guys know if anyone wants food, Postmates delivers to the bubble." And then like a while later, he put a tweet out said like, "Never mind." Like, not anymore.
They should have a spot at the bubble designated for delivery drivers to drop off food and NBA players to pick it up. They should have like some sort of...
They have restaurants there. They have approved vendors to get restaurants from.
Yeah, but like say you just gotta have Chick-fil-A. You know?
Yeah,
like,
but I mean,
it would be
you gotta
easy to
sacrifice,
set
I
up.
think.
Yeah, I mean, you could sacrifice, but it wouldn't even be hard to do, and it wouldn't even be a risky thing to do. Because a lot of the delivery drivers, you just leave the food at people's doors anyway. You could have a designated drop-off spot in, like, at the boundary of the bubble, right? Maybe it's like some window or something of a building at the edge of the bubble. I don't know. You could have, like, a designated drop-off spot where the delivery driver wouldn't even have to necessarily interact with somebody. They could drop it off, and then you could have somebody working inside the bubble that could go pick it up, not have any contact, and go take it to the player's room. You know what I mean? That would be very easy to do, and it wouldn't be risky at all. You know what I mean? And the players could get what they want. Like I don't know why they wouldn't do that. You know, that'd be such an easy thing to do.
To be 100% safe, I think they should just stick within the bubble. If they wanted to not have any worry at all.
I mean, you're telling. I mean, it's a bag coming from outside. That's the only thing. It's like it's a bag.
But you don't know who cooked the food, or like if they were. How do you know they didn't sneeze into your burger or something? I mean, I don't. Bro. The chances of you getting it are.
I'm pretty sure. Like I have been in so many different restaurants.
It's just dumb
I've
to risk
never once seen. Yeah, like
well,
anything.
You're also not in Florida where like the people are refusing to care about.
True, but you still have a lot of dumb people here. You look at the way cases are going up here. Like you still got a lot of dumb people here. Like you as a restaurant, you could not like legally stay open. And if you got caught doing something like that.
I have so many people I know that went camping or places in Eastern Oregon, and they said that they were like shunned for wearing masks, and like none of the restaurant workers were wearing masks, stuff like that. So it does happen. Yeah,
that's Eastern Oregon.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like that's probably closer to Florida.
But that is so unlikely. That is so unlikely that it's.
But why take that risk? Like you shouldn't be able to have anything delivered. You should have everything you need in that bubble, and there's no reason to go up, like get anything from outside of that unless.
Do they have like a full stock of toilet paper? Do they have to bring anything in from the outside? Because you could apply that logic to anything in from the outside. Oh, what if the person packaging your toilet paper or whatever? What if somebody manufacturing the toilet paper like?
But
sneezed on
you're not.
You know, you could. I mean, that's a little different because that would take days to probably get there. But like, you could say that with anything you bring in from the outside. You could say, "What if somebody sneezed on it?"
Food is just like an immediate thing. Like most other things are packaged and processed and sit there for days or months or weeks. So it's not gonna. It's not gonna contain COVID if you open a toilet paper roll that was made like a month ago.
Even if. Like, before the pandemic, you really think that a lot of your food has been sneezed in?
No, I'm just saying, like, you don't know who is preparing it. Why take that risk? Why not just seal the bubble off and make sure everyone's safe and they can play games. Because if all it takes is one person to get sick and everyone risks getting exposed and then ruining the entire NBA season. I just don't think it's worth getting food from Chick-fil-A because you miss it and want a chicken sandwich. Like, that doesn't seem right to me. And also Chick-fil-A is, whatever.
Chick-fil-A's bomb. I don't even know if you're going to talk bad about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A's better than Popeyes, in my opinion.
But you're supporting, bad things.
How am I... Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know about the company. I don't even know what they... We're not even going to get into that. But, I mean, I've bought it once in the last year, and I guarantee that does not do anything. No, I mean, like, I hope you don't... Do you ever get takeout then? Do you ever get fast food? Do you ever get any...
Oh, yeah, I get fast food.
But that's very risky then.
I'm not saying it's not risky for me to do it or anyone to do it, or that it's even if there's a 1% risk of doing it, I don't see why they would allow players to do it. Like, just, yeah. If it's going to be a bubble, it needs to be a bubble, I think, in order for it to work. And the more you expose them to things outside the bubble, the worse off it could possibly get.
I don't want them to run that. I do agree with that.
I'm not in a bubble trying to finish an NBA season when we're trying to keep isolated either.
It's just, yeah. I mean, like, I agree. You don't want the inside of the bubble and the outside of the bubble mixing in any sort of way, because then the virus can get transmitted with however it's mixing. For me, it's just like that's such a low chance that it should be they should be able to get it. You know what I mean? And maybe you caution players against it. But like the thing is, like, what, after 3 months, what, you get players like, you know, I'm gonna try and sneak out of this bubble and go get Chick-fil-A. I'm not even gonna talk to him. I'm just gonna stay, you know, to myself. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. You might have players that's just Chick-fil-A's a random mass restaurant. You know, just any restaurant to go pick up food because they're. I don't know. I mean, maybe not, but I feel like you're gonna have some guys that are.
It's mandatory 10-day quarantine if you're caught outside the bubble. So.
True, 3 months in was probably not the time, but
if someone did that, like, let's say, like Anthony Davis did that, and LeBron would beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, for sure. But I will say this: they didn't make it sound like getting delivery was bad. It was bad that they made it sound like the fact that Rashawn Holmes stepped outside of the boundary was bad. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I said, I think they have a list of approved restaurants that you can get food delivered from. But yeah, I don't know.
But like,
plus they have at least 3 restaurants on site there.
Are those restaurant workers? Are they?
I don't know.
Staying in the bubble, you know what I mean?
It's risky
they're
anyway.
going outside, then they could be sneezing on the food. Like,
in order for this to 100% work, they should have just paid to have all the workers and all the restaurants like isolated in the bubble. I think several teams were allowed to bring a chef or something, so they have access to a kitchen and stuff like that and can cook food and stuff. So like, I don't know. It's.
Why do I think it's a low chance? Because even in Florida, I think it's a very low chance that you have somebody preparing your food, not wearing a mask, and sneezing into it, and having COVID. Like, that.
What if they touch their face and aren't wearing gloves? Or I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm basing it too much off of what I've seen in Washington. But
Miker said he went to Idaho and no one was wearing a mask, and he said it was awesome.
Well, their cases are pretty low. Why is that awesome, though? That is literally the dumbest thing. Like, why is that awesome? Oh, it's awesome that all these people are not wearing masks around me. Like, why? I don't get it. Like, okay, maybe you're dumb and think masks are effective or whatever, which is ridiculous to think because literally every healthcare professional says they are, and who are you to say you know more than them? in regards to the effectiveness of masks. But okay, say you don't think they're effective. Like, why would it be awesome? Like, why is that such a great thing that people are wearing masks? Like, it's such a non, like, people wearing masks. Like, what does that stop you from doing? You going around kissing everybody? So it's awesome that people are wearing masks because then you could easily kiss them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? What does that stop you from doing? What does that hold you back from experiencing? You know what I mean? I don't get it.
It holds you back from being free. This is America, Tori.
God, I hate that shit, dude. I hate that. That is like the dumb macho, like, this is America, I'm not wearing a mask. It's like so devoid of any sort of logic beyond like barbaric thinking, like, this is my country and I want to be free enough to not cover my face with cloth. Like, it's so ridiculous how politicized the mask has become, man. Oh God. I hate that, like, people call it patriotic, but it's just being barbaric. The whole, like, this is America, so blah, blah, blah. Like, that type of thing. I hate that, man. I hate that. And I grew up around that for a little bit because my dad was in the Army, so you had a lot of guys like that. And even at a young age, I thought it was ridiculous, even at the age of 6. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on that. Wow, you got quiet.
I was just reading I got taken back by an actual basketball question.
I kind of just want to shit on people for not wearing masks, bro. Oh, God. But, yeah, we can answer a legit basketball question.
Do you think Dame's a Hall of Famer?
Yes. It's not even a legit question, of course.
He's pretty close to a conversation, like, top 100 of all time. He's right in that, like, I'd say, like, 65 to 100 range. So, yeah, I don't know. It would have been weird to say yes a few years ago, but I think he's definitely
for me
on his way to becoming a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. For me, if you say Allen Iverson is a Hall of Famer, then you have to say Damian Lillard is a Hall of Famer. Like, I know Allen Iverson won an MVP and made the finals. That finals appearance was in a super weak East, though, right? Damian Lillard's Western Conference Finals run last year, in my opinion, was just as impressive as Allen Iverson making it to the finals. In 2001 that he made it to the finals? And then an MVP trophy, like, Dirk Rose won MVP. You know what I mean? He is a borderline, at best, Hall of Famer. Maybe a little bit less, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something that's, like, I don't think should be highly taken into account. Because, honestly, Dame this season, I think Dame this season might have been better than Allen Iverson was in any season. Like, Allen Iverson, he was a lights-out scorer, right? But he wasn't that efficient and was never close to being a decent defender, right? And Dame's playmaking this year was probably more, I don't know. I mean, Iverson was a solid playmaker. But Dame this season, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Dame this season, has he had a better season individually than Allen Iverson ever had?
It's so hard for me to say that because like the 80s and 90s basketball was just so different in terms of flow and being able to hand check people and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to compare seasons, like, because like his MVP season, his stats were pretty good for that era. It's hard to compare, like, say, like everyone does that with D Rose's 2011 MVP or whatever year that was. Be like, oh, we'll see, Dame was 4th in MVP voting and his season was better than D Rose that year. It's just so hard because, like, every era the rules are a little different. But I don't know. The team that Iverson carried to the finals was decent, but it wasn't good enough to, like, be a finals team. And Iverson, like, dominated in the playoffs that year. Like, so yeah, it's hard for me to say that, but
I just think if you're looking at it in terms of determining players' Hall of Fame chances or whatever, or if they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, I think in that context, Damian Lillard and Allen Iverson are pretty comparable, in my opinion. And Allen Iverson is 1,000% a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like, nobody would ever even debate that. So it's like, why would, like, Damian Lillard's he's in the same conversation. I think it's not debatable. Like, he is a Hall of Famer.
I will say, too, about the era that Iverson was in. The point guards were different back then. They weren't. I mean, you had a few scoring point guards, but now it seems like almost every point guard is like that. Mike, no, you're thinking of the year before when it was Indiana Blazers.
Yeah, Indiana never made the finals.
Yeah, they did in 2000 when we should have won, when we choked in the fourth quarter against Shaq and Kobe.
Did they? I thought that was
It was the 2000 finals was Lakers, Pacers.
I thought.
You don't even have to look it up. It's.
I swear they never made it. I'm just gonna. Yeah, you're right. Damn. I mean, like, it's not that I didn't believe you. You'd know better than me. I was 4, but I thought they never made it with Reggie. Okay.
Yeah, Dame has been first team All NBA.
Yeah, I just thought they were always on the. Maybe I'm mixing them up with the Knicks. Did the Knicks ever make it with Patrick Ewing?
Yeah, they made it in '99 and.
Who was the
90? I think maybe just '99, but
Who was the Eastern Conference team that was always really good but never?
No, there was, because the Rockets beat. I think they beat the Knicks one year and the Magic the other year. So I think they made it twice in the Ewing era.
The Rockets, yeah, the Magic and the Knicks, yeah, they did. They made it 94 and 99. Okay. I swear. I don't know. Yeah, I thought the Pacers never made it. I wanted to say Nets in 2000, but I knew the Nets came.
That was a few years
2002
later,
and 2003, right?
Yeah, there was the.
Granted, I wasn't like an NBA fan for this, so I'm just going off of like what I've seen and actually.
I think the first Nets one was 2003 against the Spurs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was right. It was 2002. Dub for me.
But it
was 2002, 2003. I'm surprised I knew that.
From like 2002 to, or maybe it was a couple years before that. But it was the Nets and the Pistons, because the Billups Pistons teams made it to the Eastern Conference Finals like 6 years in a row during that time. So
yeah,
2003 always between
Nets defeated Pistons, 2004 Pistons defeated Pacers, 2005 Pistons defeated Heat, 2006 Heat defeated Pistons, 2007 Cavaliers defeated Pistons. Wow, I didn't realize. Dang, 2008. Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize they were that good for that long. Huh. And they only won one championship, though. Damn.
But yeah, they were up against that Lakers team was tough, and the Spurs team was good.
Yeah.
Huh. I still don't know how they won the one they did. That Laker team choked, I think. Although Karl Malone did get hurt. But that was the year they picked up Karl Malone and Gary Payton.
Yeah.
They were both like
washed.
Not prime at that time, but Karl Malone got hurt in the playoffs. It really hurt them.
Was everybody freaking out when they got those two, like, oh, the Lakers always get everybody good? Was that like a thing that people said even back then?
No, because Malone would have been close to 40 years old at that time. So, yeah.
But like when they got Nash, it was like, of course we got Nash.
Yeah. It was weird that, because like Malone had been with Utah his whole career, and Peyton had been with Seattle, so like it was just weird to see those two on different teams, even though they were both old.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Peyton was as old because he went and played several years on Miami after that.
Yeah.
And he won a ring in 2006 with Miami.
That was the NBA Finals that got me really into basketball. Was that 2006 NBA Finals?
The 2000 that was a great finals, but
yeah, I was watching Dwayne Wade, and it was like just watching what Dwayne Wade did made me like really appreciate basketball for the first time in my life.
That 2004 finals, or that when you said how was everyone thinking, they all thought that was Malone was finally going to get his ring. Same with Peyton, and because Malone never won one, but like I said, Peyton won one later, but. That was the narrative. It was more like, oh, nice, those guys are both going to get a ring at the end of their career type of thing. But it wasn't like 2010 Miami Heat, like, oh my God, LeBron and Wade and Bosh are teaming up. That's great.
Yeah. If Malone did what he did and like played in today's era, social media would just eat him alive. So it's kind of weird to think about like, oh, it's cool. Karl Malone's going to win a ring because like if Karl Malone played today, bro, his he would get eaten alive on social media. You know, people wouldn't shut up about that at all. Like, knowing social media.
A lot of people, when they're at the end of their career, join a team to win a ring. That happened a lot back in the day. Yeah. I mean, he was 40. You can't really blame him for, yeah.
But, you know, social media holds no prisoners.
Yeah.
I mean, with what he did, oof. It was even a problem during the documentary, like social media was blowing up about what he did. Like,
and at least in the Pacific Northwest, you had Peyton who played for Seattle and also went to Oregon State. So you had a lot of people that were rooting for him to actually get a ring. But it was kind of hard because you didn't want him to get it with the Lakers because everyone that was a Blazer fan hated the Lakers, obviously. But
yeah. So why did Destrom on Twitter say 3 hours ago that it was time for him to go to sleep? He's in here right now. He said three hours ago, said cold, head hurts, brains exploding, timeline's dead, time to go to sleep, good night. 3 hours ago.
Maybe he took a nap and he's back now.
I don't know. What's the story, Destrom? I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to pass any judgment on Karl Malone or anything. I just thought social media would kill him. Watch Dom 2K prove any video that proves sports were fixed are always bullshit. I've never seen one that's not bullshit. Never seen one that's not bullshit. There's very bad refereeing, and there might be referees that are subconsciously biased for stars. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's a product of fixing, right? Like, and a lot of people will be like, look, they're calling all these calls for him. It's fixed. And it's like, no, a lot of refs have subconscious bias towards stars, in my opinion, right? And they're really not held accountable, so that doesn't really get held in check. So you end up with stars getting a lot of trips to the line, right? That doesn't mean it's fixed. But a lot of videos will take all these foul calls and say, oh, look, it's fixed. These foul calls prove it. It's like, that's not proof.
Yeah, good night, Ben. Yeah, the officiating was bad, but that doesn't mean it was fixed. I mean, the Mavericks blew a huge lead. I think, was that game 4 or game 6?
I don't remember.
I think it was game 4. When they had the series won, basically, and they blew it a huge lead in the second half of that game. And that a ref wouldn't be able to fix that.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is like a lot of those videos ignore that sort of context. It's like, this proves that the series was fixed. Look, the Dallas Mavericks were up 16 in the third quarter, and then Dwayne Wade ended up going to the free throw line 13 times from that point forward, and that helped the Heat win the game because it was fixed. It's like, you're obviously ignoring a lot that went on for the Dallas Mavericks to lose like a 16-point lead. You know what I mean? It's like they just attribute it to the refs handing Wade free throws, like as if that's all that happened.
And it is possible and somewhat proven that there were refs that gambled on games and stuff like that, but they still cannot affect a game. I mean, they can have an effect on a game for sure, but they still can't control like completely the outcome of a game without it being 100% obvious.
1,000%. Alex says the NBA was mad at Mark Cuban. What were they mad at Mark Cuban for? And was that really enough for them to like possibly risk their whole entire product? Because if it got out that the NBA was fixing games, it would literally tear apart the league. Like, it would be a death sentence for the league if it got out that like the NBA was fixing games. That's different than Tim Donaghy. Tim Donaghy was a one-off, right? And maybe there might be another, Tim Donaghy that didn't get caught. But those are refs on their own accord. That's not if the NBA itself was instructing refs to rig games, that would be a death wish for the league. So were they really that mad at Mark Cuban to risk potentially giving their league a death sentence in order to rig it against Mark Cuban's team? That doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
What I always say to all these like conspiracy theories is, how many people would have had to have known about that? And then like you're talking about, what, 14, 15 years later now, and not one of those people has like messed up or like slipped up, or like none of them got mad at like Stern for something later on and was like, well, screw you, I'm exposing this stuff.
The only way that would happen is if like the NBA threatened their life if they ever came out about it, and it was like a serious threat. And that's the only reason there hasn't been anything that's come out about it, right? I do not think the NBA is out here threatening referees' lives in order for them to rig games and then not speak out about it. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous.
I mean, I'm sure every sport has had this problem to where, I mean, especially nowadays, how easy it is to bet on games. I'm sure there's been referees or people of influence in every. I mean, heck, Pete Rose in baseball was coaching games and he was betting on his own team. So, like, I'm sure there's
on your own
people
team
that bet all the time. But yeah,
betting on your own team is like, that's, I don't know. Like, you shouldn't bet on sports that you're involved in. But betting for yourself doesn't really change anything. You know what I mean? Like, if you're the head coach of an NBA team and you consistently bet for your team, like, you're still going to try and win. You know what I mean? Like, you want to win. It's not like if you bet against your team, then obviously you can control it and, like, tank and throw and lose games on purpose to win bets. So that's obviously, like, a sin. Like, the sin as a member of, you know, obviously there's worse things, but, like, that is something you do not do. But you don't bet for your team either, but that's not anywhere near as bad in my opinion.
See, this happened back at the time when it did, where you had to place bets like with bookies and stuff. So the problem was, if you bet on yourself and you lost a ton of money and then you owed these bookies money, then what would you be willing to do to make up that money without having to pay it back, or to not get your ass beat? So like, it's more what could happen if you lose a bunch of money gambling versus actually it being bad to bet on yourself.
Makes sense.
Because like most people would gladly bet on themselves to win. Like, I can imagine anything. You could have a bet on whether you could
take that one.
Whether you could stand up when you got hit by a car and like.
Oh, God. Man, nobody is ever gonna like shut up about that. I don't even care. That's dope.
Yeah.
So y'all can keep like trying to talk about it like it's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. I didn't die. I'm here, so you know. But man, I could spin it like, Eric, you're an asshole, man. You're making fun of me getting actually hit by cars. What the hell's wrong with you, bro? I actually got hit by a car. You making jokes about it? I could have died.
Okay, Mr. Sensitive.
I'm a spin it like that every single time. That is my defense card for that move.
But I didn't have money on it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bet.
If someone bet against you, like living after getting hit by a car, then they would actually be like rooting for you to die.
Oh my!
That would be bad.
Hey, but like, yeah. As far as betting on yourself, I'm still down to take that $100 bet that somebody offered. That, you know what they said, $100 says somebody in this chat can beat you one-on-one. I'd still take that bet. I bet on myself for that 1,000%. I would like to have an extra $100, and that's somewhat easy money. I'm thinking. I don't know. Alex Russell said he could beat me one-on-one. Alex, where'd you play in college?
Oh, it's like that.
I'm just curious because he said he could beat me one-on-one, so I want to know this man's credentials.
You barely beat Eric Milligan in one-on-one. You're talking.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro?
You can't lie.
I did not barely beat him. What the hell are you talking about?
You can't lie and tell me you played well against him either.
Oh, I didn't at all. You mean when I played against him on a court that was sloping in the pouring down rain and I couldn't hit a shot, and then every time I went within 10 feet, he literally basically punched me in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did play, and I still easily beat him. Bro, I was surprised I didn't have a black eye. You saw that, man. Every time I went within 10 feet, he bludgeoned me. And then I couldn't hit a shot, so I had to go within 10 feet because I was shooting terribly. So yeah, no, but it was also kind of hard to take it seriously because of who I was playing against. And the thing is, both times I've played you, I've actually won pretty well because I've been hitting shots. So a lot of times it just comes down to that.
Yeah. Chris Jesus says he'll pull up after COVID.
Chris, where'd you play in college? I'm trying to hear these man's credentials.
Oh, so Chris, it wasn't that you have to bet $100. It's that someone bet Tori $100 that someone in chat could beat him. So,
I wanna hear it, Chris. How tall are you? Men's D grade. Chris wasn't in here when that bet was made because Chris is probably the best basketball player in the chat. Because I remember him talking about this. Like he's Australian or something. Man, Chris hasn't been here in a while, I feel like. Right? Maybe he has. What's up, Chris? Welcome back to the scuffed stream.
Alex, they didn't say exactly what Bruno did. They think he just crossed over into a part of Disney World that he wasn't supposed to be in or something. And now he has to isolate for 8 more days or something. Yeah.
Or he's one of those guys that were calling up those Twitter thoughts, trying to sneak them into the bubble.
Yeah. Did you see that some girl tried to claim that she was already invited?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Montrezl Harrell followed her, so everyone was like, Montrez! And then he wakes up and he tweeted out, man, I just woke up from a nap. What do you guys think I did? What did Trez do this time? That's funny. She probably knew Montrezl Harrell was following her, so she came out and said that, knowing everybody was gonna think it was him, just to mess around. Because if a girl says that on Twitter, people are gonna look to see if an NBA player follows her, and then if they do, they're gonna assume it's them. So,
my hat is right here, Caleb. He needed certain services that aren't provided in the bubble.
Jesus, how tall are you? And also, you were sick for 8 months? What happened? That sounds,
awful.
Yeah. Sounds
Hopefully
like more than
now.
just being sick.
I mean,
8 months is a crazy long time.
You missed most of the Blazers season. That's probably good.
I thought he was in here during the Blazers season.
Yeah, I thought so too. Maybe it was just early on.
Maybe it's just comment section. I don't know.
Oh, 5'9". Yeah.
5'9". I wouldn't beat you. If you're quick, bro.
Well,
I don't know.
Alex will definitely talk about that the week before the game, but it still feels so far away. 17 days.
Yeah,
17 and a half.
We'll
that Blazers season made him sick.
Alex, man, let me know. Alex, how tall are you, bro? This man won't back up his talk. I need to know how tall this man is and why he thinks he could beat me 1-on-1. Other than
he said because he saw your 3-on-3.
Other than he can read my book or whatever.
Read you like a book, yeah.
It's a lot different watching somebody play on film and then going up against them. Let me just say that, man. Because you're used to watching NBA players on film, so obviously I ain't gonna look as good as as NBA players. That's like your comparison for watching it on film. Going up against it though, it's a little different. That's what I've always noticed is watching people play on film. They don't look quite as good as they actually are if you played against them in person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was that way, like, watching tape on certain players in high school before we played them when they were, like, good players, and we'd watch tape on them. It's like, oh, they don't seem that good, and then you get out there on the court against them, it's like, holy hell, they're really good. Like, that's kind of my experience.
How old are you, Alex?
MVPs from b-ball camps.
That sounds like he's like Ben age.
Yeah, Alex, how old are you, bro? And how tall are you? How tall are you? And how old are you?
32. So like you're talking about like 16 years ago when you went to b-ball camps, or do you go to some sort of like adult basketball camps?
I will say this: I outplayed Peyton Pritchard when I played against him. That's the best player I've ever played against. So, I don't know what that means. I just, wanted to say it again, just for you to get in your little jab, like, oh yeah, he goes again talking about Peyton. How playing Peyton Pritchard?
Hamza was asking about the stream schedule when the season resumes. We're obviously going to be doing post-game shows as much as possible. We'll probably still have a couple streams a week. I'm not sure what else we'll have, but we'll definitely have you covered with lots of content, hopefully. It might be me, but...
What do you mean?
If you sounded like you're not looking forward to it.
No, it's not that I'm not looking forward to it. It's going to be hard to, like, figure out any sort of set schedule because of the time that games are. I think I had, like... I took you off the screen because I'm going to open up Excel. Okay. And then I'm going to put it on the screen. I can completely get rid of that. Anyway, I'll put you...
For the record... Just want to say something about the times we played one-on-one. I was consciously thinking about like what you said about how the rules should be the whole time.
Oh, don't use that as an excuse. You could post me up all you wanted. I just played against guys that love to post up who will literally take 30 dribbles in the post to completely back you like into beyond the baseline and then shoot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was saying don't do that. You could take 10 dribbles to try to set up a post, but I don't care. I still want it to be some cheese where you back me past the baseline every time, so you had a wide open lane and it just turned into me and you just shoving each other, like pushing and... Because I've played against guys that like to post up that do that type of stuff, and if you like knew what I'm talking about, you'd understand, and you probably agree with me with saying don't just do that sort of cheese.
Yeah, Alex. He was trying to say it could only take 3 dribbles, and there's...
I did not say that. He is lying. I did not say 3 dribbles. I did not say 3 dribbles.
Okay, what did you say then?
I said exactly what I just said. I said don't...
No, you said there should be a 3-dribble limit.
Quit making stuff up,
shot clock.
Oh yeah, I said there's gonna be a shot clock at the park.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. See, he's just making stuff up, man.
You did say the 3 dribble thing.
I did not. I might have brought it up like it would be interesting to do 3 dribbles.
Yeah.
So but I literally did not say that that's the rule. You know that. You know that I said that's not the rule, bro.
Yeah,
we never played by those rules.
You're only saying that now because I believe.
Did we play by those rules?
No, I'm saying we didn't because I pushed back against it, and then you were like, "Okay, but
I didn't even bring it up as. I didn't even bring it up. I brought it up as like it would be interesting to maybe do 3 dribbles because honestly, I do.
Yeah,
that's something I did. That's something we did in college a lot, like doing 3 dribbles because people love to dribble the air out of the ball. And honestly, in a game, if you're going 1-on-1, I mean, like. If you're Harden or Dame, I mean, the NBA is a bit different. In college, if you're going to try and score on somebody, normally you'd have to try and score in 3 dribbles, so we did that a lot. So that's why I even brought it up, and I didn't even bring it up as something that I was like, I just brought it up as just a random idea. Like, when you think about doing 3 dribbles, and you're like, no, I'm like, okay. And then I was just like, don't do that back down cheese where you take 30 dribbles to back me past the hoop. That's all I said. So don't even try and use that as an excuse, man. That actually bugs me.
The quick wing guy is worried about the bigger guy, so he has to impose some dribbling rules.
Bro, do you honestly not know what I'm talking about? Honestly, do you not know what I'm talking about with people that play like that? I do know what you're talking about.
I just hate when someone says, like, I'll beat you 1-on-1, but you can't do this. Because that's part of, like, it's not.
I didn't. You just said I didn't even say that you couldn't. I asked you not to.
No, I know. I'm saying.
So, bro,
you threw such a big stink about it that
I didn't.
It was mentally like messing with me, and I didn't want to
asking
like ever
you
even
politely
back down once
not to do something, causing a big stink about it, bro. You literally just quoted me saying that I said, please don't just do the back down cheese where you take 20 or 30 dribbles to back me under the hoop. Like, that's literally what I said. I asked you just to not take 30 dribbles back and be past the hoop in order to just shoot wide open lanes because I didn't want it to turn into something where we're literally, instead of playing basketball, we're having a contest to see who can push each other the furthest amount of ground.
You're minimizing what you said now. It's fine.
I literally, you literally just quoted me.
You killed me.
You only because I hit shots. Only because I hit threes, which
I gotta say something to Destron real quick. He keeps asking about string theory. I don't know enough about it to talk to you or like have a conversation with you about it. So quit. Like, he seems mad that we're not talking about string theory with him. I just want to say, Destron, like I don't like. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I mean, it's not worth talking about. You probably know way more than me if you're asking me about it. So.
What? Oh my goodness, it was so random. Yeah.
He just seemed all butthurt in the chat because we won't talk about it.
Man, all I ask is, hey, I won't be making stuff up if you beat me 1-on-1. I'll say
I did not make that up. I did not make that up.
You said we were playing by 3 dribbles, and you said I was shot clock, and you said we never play by 3 dribbles. The shot clock was a joke, but. And then you saying I made a whole stink about it when I just asked you not to. I asked you politely. You like quoted me as saying please, and then you said, "Oh, you made a stink about it though." Like, no, I didn't. We're always gonna be divided on that. Fine. Next time I'll say, "Bro, you can take 40 dribbles and dribble me from the park we're playing at in Beaverton. You can dribble me all the way back to my house in Vancouver, and I won't say a thing." Next time, that's what I'll say, man. You can dribble me all the way from your close court in Beaverton all the way back to my house in Vancouver, and it's completely fair, and I will try and just hold my ground, and we'll get, like, you know, maybe I'll be a little bit stronger by the end of it. I will say I pulled my hammy. Man, I'm not like that when I lose, man. I'm not like that when I lose. Why are you typing so much, bro?
You know these posts are on the forum. I just got to get to them before you delete them.
Okay, go ahead. See, this man really taking it that seriously, bro.
I don't even know what thread it is.
Oh yeah, you couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. All right, I'll race you. I'll find it first.
All right, fine. I need Trevin.
You need the detective. Posted by Bones Jones. I'm gonna find it, and I won't delete it. I will share it. I will read it out loud for you, bro. That's how confident I am. That is how confident I am in this.
Talk about my typing.
I rarely type on here though. You be like typing whole. You be typing whole paragraphs. Be typing whole novels and stuff. So I don't even know what word to search. What was a unique word I used in this rant against Eric Brandt? Bro, that would be a good. If you had like, that would be a good like video title. Brandt's Rants. Brandt's Rants. Hey, when we get that website live, you can have your own section called Brandt's Rants, and you can just rant about thoughts.
Okay.
Honestly, if you wanted to do that, I'm not even joking, Ben.
Yeah.
Because
Eric B. ranting.
Eric B. ranting.
I'll have to buy the rights from that from Ben.
Oh man, Eric B. Rants.
How did you not think of Brandt's Rants before?
Huh?
Alex says, how did you not think of Brandt's Rants before?
I just never thought of it. Is that hard to believe? I don't get it.
Tory Stories.
Tory Stories. Nothing really cool rhymes with my name. I don't know. Brandt's Rants is awesome. Tory Stories is kind of it's not the same. It doesn't have the same lust to it.
Alright, baby.
What's going on in chat?
Nothing.
Okay, I'll pull up chat.
I don't even know if
Huh?
I'm not saying that, Alex.
The hell's wrong with this man, bro? I would 30-second ban you if it didn't delete all your posts, bro. The hell's wrong with this guy? This guy has issues. Oh god.
And we obviously are kidding. It's not.
He probably wishes that was a real thing. Bro, I can't.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Must not exist. I wanna fight it just to show you it wasn't even that bad, bro. And if it sounded that bad,
I know. I told you, Trevin, you would find it.
Detective Trevin. Trevin's detecting. Yeah, that doesn't really rhyme. I tried.
Jones phones greater than Brandt's Rants? What?
Jones phones?
That doesn't...
I don't even agree with that.
Okay.
What? Tory Stories actually makes sense for like a blog title. Brandt's Rants does too. Jones phones, I don't see it, man.
Jones implodes. And you just start up. The first one is just playing that stream from when Rodney Hood got hurt.
Oh man. Jones owns, Jones moans. Y'all agree with that?
That's for another channel.
Source. Oh man. Wait, I know how to find it. I know how to find it. I'm gonna find it. That sounds creepy. Here we go. Here we go. Damn, this thread is so long. I don't even know I'm doing this right now. You got me doing this. This is your fault. I'll find it. I can still talk too, but and this just makes me sad because we didn't have this year.
Yeah. Or any of the lead up to it.
Oh God, dude.
Because that was part of the funnest, or one of the funnest parts of it was just
the
meeting up every week and playing ball and stuff.
Yeah, for real. Driving 1 hour. Driving 2 hours round trip to play basketball for 2 hours. It was literally as much as driving.
Bones Jones that's his forum name.
Man. I was on there when I was 19. I don't know what dumb shit I posted on there as 19. I wouldn't be out in my forum name.
Sorry.
Nothing that bad, but I was feisty when I was 19. Y'all know I'm still feisty, but I was like 10 times feistier. I just didn't, bro. There's a lot of characters on there. Let's just say that.
While you're doing that, I finally got 2K.
Oh yeah.
And it's so frustrating.
Bro, now you understand. Like, that's how you didn't understand before, but now you understand because you got to deal with it, bro. Doing it the way they design it is just miserable.
I kind of understand why people play that game and don't understand the CBA at all, even though that totally defeats the purpose in my mind of the way it's set up for my league. But yeah.
Yeah, like the trade exceptions are broken, which they tried to add that I think they added that last year. Try to add trade exceptions, but they don't work how it actually works in real life. Like,
I only got it because it was free. It was a free download for PS Plus this month, but yeah. Game of Jones.
I'm going through some of my posts here. I just shot a set of 25 threes, made 20. Is that better than 2 for 17? Remember that whole thing on the forum? When I said I think I could shoot better than 2 for 17, which the Blazers shot one game, and that became a whole thing, a whole meme. Oh,
but like when you're signing free agents and stuff, like unless you go in and negotiate with a free agent, it doesn't like give you or say anywhere on the screen what your cap situation is or how much money you have to sign free agents or like what your. It shows your cap holds and stuff after you've advanced the day, and then like you're like it just seems like there would be so many easier ways to like display that information up above while you're like scrolling through, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then you told me about a glitch in the system that almost cost me
restricted free agent
keeping
glitch.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. It's not which is such a stupid glitch. Like, it doesn't even make sense that that's even a glitch. But I'm hoping they fix that next year. I'm hoping they make major improvements because from year to year, they generally did improve the game mode. Like, it used to be a lot worse than it is now. And for, like, a CBA, somebody who really knows the CBA, it's going to seem a lot worse than somebody who doesn't. Like, they do have a lot of cool aspects of it that they've added over the years. Last year, they didn't really add anything. So I'm hoping that this year they make a lot of improvements to that mode. Because last year they didn't. So I don't expect them to not improve it 2 years in a row, considering how steadily they were improving it before. The CBA that's like a full CBA and like random rating development and having draft busts and draft sleepers, just those three things would be huge, in my opinion. And then if they made it where like the contracts players want were more realistic and more dependent on like how good they are compared to the rest of the league instead of just their rating, then that would be another good thing.
Yeah, the center thing is really frustrating because like their value and trades and stuff is way too high. Their impact on the games is way more than it should be in a lot of places, or in a lot of situations. But
if a bug with centers, man, you switch Hassan Whiteside or Yusuf Nurkic to power forward and they go up like 3 overall, which is ridiculous.
You know what bugs me about that? So like you have a guy like take like Jonathan Simmons or something, and you move him from small forward to power forward, and his rating goes down. But you play like Hassan at power forward, and his rating goes up. That's ridiculous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or like there's several players where they have like listed as a shooting guard, but like I want them to play small forward, but they won't ever let me do it without it basically saying like, oh, he's going to suck if he plays small forward, but he's like a small forward in real life, and yeah.
Getting closer to finding this.
I played with Taco Fall and like just goofing around, and it's like ridiculous how much you can like affect things just by having a tall guy.
I haven't even messed with him. Yeah, it's just because it's like just the animations. And that's the thing with it, is like sports games won't be truly captivating to me, the gameplay aspect of them, until they're not limited to like preset animations, which is a very hard thing, but hopefully they can get to the point where everything is like natural to the point that every play is unique. Then it would be a bit different. I'd be more into it. It's why I like Rocket League, because it's not any of it is animation based, and it's all you have control over everything. You have control over every little way you move. I know it's a car, but you have control over every little way you move, and that's just more fun for me than playing a game like 2K where it's like you press a button and an animation happens. It doesn't feel like you're truly in control. So I don't know how they could necessarily do it where it wouldn't be animation based, or where you press a button and animation happens. I don't really know if that's even possible to not do it like that.
Yeah.
That's just why I don't really enjoy it as much, if that makes sense. Compared to another game where you're just completely immersed and have control over everything. Like even a game like Call of Duty, you have control over basically everything relevant to the gameplay. So that's what's always bothered me with sports games, if that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah, I got caught up. In the past, I've always been the type where I hate simulating. So I like controlling all the aspects, and then like I can personally affect like how good people are, or like how much time they get, and do the substitutions myself. So it's kind of frustrating having to do it that way and then simulating it, but I don't have time to play like a full season of games and stuff. So
yeah. Yep. Why am I still going through this thread, man? I need to stop. I'm like going through, like scrolling past an argument between me and Orion Bailey. I have no idea what we were arguing about. But,
Trevin, what mode do you play? You said you didn't play My League anymore. I had Maladon on my team, and he, I think he topped out at like a 74 or something, so I didn't get the good one.
What do you mean?
Oh, he said that he thinks Maladon gets really good in 2K, but he doesn't know if that's a specific draft class thing.
Yeah, it would have to be. Honestly, though, like any young player, you can make really, really good. You can, the training camps, you can give them untapped potential, and it raises their potential by 3. And pretty much any young player reaches their potential. So each year you can raise their potential by 3 if you want. And therefore, you could make pretty much anybody a 90 overall if you get them when they're young enough. Like, it's not realistic in that regard. That's why I hope that the ratings are randomized. It's also why, for the mock offseason, I didn't want to do it based off the 2K system.
It is frustrating that you only get, like, 2 players you can do that with, though. Like, what, the other 13 players don't get to go through a training camp?
Like, why do you only get to put 1? Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense, but if you had, all 13, it would make it overpowered. Like, it's just a broken feature in the first place.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, bro, if we had oversight over My League, bro, we'd make it so good. I'm sure the people in the mock offseason
that's one of the problems with 2K is they don't listen to people, or they promise that changes are coming and then they don't really change them.
That's a lot of video games companies, sadly. It's a lot of video game companies.
I was just goofing around. I put Vegas and Seattle as expansion teams, and then moved the Pelicans to the East. It kind of sucks though, because I wanted to then do like each conference had like 4 divisions of 4, but it only lets you stick with the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's Alex, as he always does, an Alaskan team. Do you have a tie to Alaska, or do you just think it's fun to have a team in Alaska?
What the hell is this clip? All right, I'm gonna be done going through this. But I uploaded. I don't even remember what this was. I uploaded something April 30th of last year saying Bones vs. King Speed, but it's a clip of like college highlights, so I don't know what it actually is. Like why? I don't know. I'm gonna watch it right now just out of curiosity. I'm just gonna make sure it's muted.
Games I moved the 49ers to Oregon. That was cool.
I always choose a team other than the 49ers because I always felt weird about moving the 49ers. But the Portland Vipers was always the move team I always went with because the Vipers was like the only good logo. I wish we had an NFL team. That'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome. I think we'd support an NFL team very, very well, to be honest.
I think we'd support another team in any sport.
Yeah. I mean, baseball, I think we'd support. You look at the way the
even
Hops
hockey,
are
I think.
Yeah, you look at the way the Hops are supported, man, and how beautiful our summers are. I think we'd draw a crowd for sure for baseball. Who knows when it's going to happen, though, man? We need a second sport.
Yeah, good thing in video games, anime, Jake, you don't have to worry about that, right? That, like, jet lag.
Oh, I remember this edit. I'm such an asshole. Oh, I did. It was like a...
Someone clip that.
Clip what?
You saying you're an asshole. I'm just joking.
Somebody clip that. Well, I did an edit. Bones vs. King Speed, and it was like my college highlights of me hitting threes all in the same game, and then it was him like in his footage of playing me one-on-one and him just breaking and airballing and stuff. I've actually never played any of my college highlights on this stream, so first time for everything.
Okay.
Here's, instead of Eric's face, this is literally all I did was shoot threes. But yeah, no, I didn't really have many highlights. So that was all back to back though. That's nice. Literally my only, and then it was the first King Speed. That was my only like good stretch, man. I didn't get to play enough, sadly. Sadly, I kind of sucked in college. I should have been better, man. Anyway.
Right, Alex.
Here is my like tentative schedule. For let me do this. Here's my tentative. Let me zoom out of it a little bit. This is like my DoorDash driving. So all the red is like when I plan on driving. Yeah. But this, you ignore all the red. Ignore that. I don't even know why that's purple. Ignore all the red. This is kind of like what I'm thinking of for the first week of the Blazers returning. The thing is, the games are at day. So the post-game streams are going to be at day. The thing is, there's games all day. So for picks against the spread, it doesn't make sense to do like picks against the spread picks at 3:30 if there's games going on all day. So I think what we'll probably end up doing is like having it backwards from what it was when the season was normal, because normally we'd have podcasts during the day, and then we'd have post-game streams later at night. Since we have games in the middle of the day, the post-game streams will basically be in the middle of the day, and we'll do, like, kind of what we've been doing since we've been doing these in the evening, Mondays and Thursdays. During the evenings, we'll do our podcasts or our live show, whatever you guys want to call it. And that's when we'll do, like, picks against the spread and that type of stuff. So, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, the first week. And then we got games on Friday and Sunday. What do you think about that schedule right there, Eric?
Sounds good.
I think that's probably the best way to do it. And on these podcasts, we can, like, preview. On Thursday and Saturday, we can preview, like, really go in depth on the following day's game. And then we can do picks against the spread for the games the next day. Because I do want to finish out picks against the spread. Because I know chat, God, I don't remember what the records were, but I knew chat, me and Eric, we were all, like, tied or something crazy. Like, we were all super close.
I think chat fell off the last couple before. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on.
Because that was 4 months ago, bro. It's
been over 4 months since we did it, yeah.
Jeez. That's crazy. Should we do picks against the spread into the playoffs, or should that just be a regular season thing? Because I normally just said it was going to be a regular season thing, but I thought the regular season still had 16 games left instead of 8.
You and I are tied, and chat's 2 games behind us.
Yeah. So you think we should just do the rest of the regular season with picks against the spread? Or should we go into playoffs?
We could do, like, a separate thing for you each.
Yeah, I was also thinking that. Because I do want to put out a video, like, playoff predictions, and you could even put out a video playoff predictions or whatever, and I could create the graphics for you. We could do 2 different videos if you wanted. I don't know. I just really messed up my hair.
Night, Chris. Night, Captain.
See you guys later. Yeah, because playoff prediction videos normally do well, so I don't know. And then we could allow people to, like, I don't know. We can figure that out when we get there. Yeah. Probably just do it for the rest of the regular season, since that's what I said I was going to do in the first place. It just kind of sucks that there's only 8 games left instead of 16. Yeah. Dude, I need to put on a hat. My hair is just flopping. So that'll probably be the plan with that. We need to have a bet for the end of the season. Did we have a bet for the end of the season?
I think you had said you were gonna do something for chat if they won, but we didn't have a bet.
I think I was gonna do like a merch giveaway or something. I forget. Chat, do you guys remember? Because it'd be cool to have like a bet between us two. I don't know what we would do.
Oh, well, I know one person that wants us to eat a candy necklace.
That's not even like... that's...
I know.
That's not like big... That's not like...
random.
That's not like important enough. Like, I'll happily sit here and chew on a candy necklace. I don't care. Like, we need something more... that could be a part of it. It's just so weird. I don't know. The thing is, when the season restarts, I do want to be more like professional, if that makes sense. Like more just focused on basketball. Like
for sure.
I've been very loose with everything lately, if that makes sense.
With it.
Get loose with it. I want to kind of like tighten things back up a little bit. You know, when we actually have stuff to talk about. The problem is like a lot of times we're just killing time, which, dang, I didn't realize it was this late, so we need to get off soon.
Yeah, I need to go.
I forgot I started so late. I'm like, oh, it's not that late. I thought it was like not even midnight or about midnight. But I don't know. We can, if you guys have bet suggestions, leave it in the Discord. Leave it in the. I think I have a video ideas thread. Yeah, I have a video and channel ideas. So leave it in the video and channel ideas thread. If you guys have an end of season bet for me and Eric that we can do between ourselves, and maybe we can include chat in it, maybe not. I don't know. That would be cool. Also, quit saying first, second, third in each thread. We don't need a count to 10 in each thread.
It's hilarious.
Hey, we've been streaming 2.5 hours without any internet hiccups, so
Hey.
didn't even think about that, huh? That's a win. I'm gonna have dinner now. Feels good to be back in the live stream, guys. Good to have you back, Jesus. I can't wait till we can actually have stuff to talk about instead of just me and Eric giving each other crap about basketball. God, what else I was gonna say? Oh yeah, I am in the process of getting a website built. I'm not the actual one building it, but I'm working with a web builder right now. Already submitted a plan. So if you think that you're a skilled writer and you potentially want to write for that website, I'm going to have written content. I'm going to try and make it legit. I'm going to try and make it something that can compete with like Blazers Edge and Rip City Project. I want it to be kind of just, you know, I want to kind of grow the brand by having a website that people write for. So if you want a chance, I'm not just going to hire anybody. The thing is, I want the writing to be good, quality, professional. So I'm not just going to bring anybody in to write. But if you think you're a good writer and you're interested in writing for the website, send me an email. The email is blazersuprise@gmail.com. So send me an email and I'll talk with you on that. I know I said that a while ago, but I didn't really have the money to pay to get the site built. Now I do. So now I am paying a decent amount of money to get that built. But, you know, it's definitely worth it. So now it's like 1,000% going to happen, whereas before it was like it's something I wanted to do but didn't really have the means of making it happen. So I know a couple of you might have emailed me before about that. If I didn't respond, my apologies. You can just email me again since this is something that's going to happen. Don't know if it's going to happen before the season restart, but I am a little bit hopeful. I'm not entirely sure. It's not really up to me since I'm not the one building the site. And I'm not going to sit there and rush the guy building it. You know, I'm not going to pressure him for a timeline or anything like that. You know, we're just working together to get it done. But it will happen. So I am looking forward to that. That should be fun. The website should look a lot better than it does now. Got some high hopes for that. So the whole Brant's Rants thing can be a thing, you know?
Yeah.
He can rant about how we're streaming too late. So anything you want to add, Eric? Anything you want to get in before we sign off?
Nope, I don't have much to say.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Just getting tired.
That sounded so depressed and like
no,
or like
just,
bad.
It's just brutal having to get up.
Yeah.
Early. Yeah.
My apologies with the.
Oh no, it's not your fault. I mean, it's just part of having kids.
Yeah, I feel it. Just kidding. I don't know why I said I feel it. I don't feel it. I'm tired too because I've got no kids. Anyway, can I write bad takes as a joke? Bad takes is a joke. Nah, I gotta get my Twitter bad takes video out. I've just been working a ton. So once I'm gonna try and get one out. I'm gonna try and get a mailbag out tomorrow. If that's the other thing I wanted to add before we sign off. We'll sign off in the next 2 minutes. Community tab of the main channel. Go there and post a mailbag question. A lot has changed since the last mailbag, so I wanted to get new mailbag questions. Trevin, that would be the situation if I was making all the money and she was a stay-at-home mom. You gotta let me sleep so I can work, so I can earn us that bread, you know? Oh my goodness. God, I hope that doesn't sound as serious as it might have sounded. Because I know a lot of times I'm joking and I listen to it back. Sometimes it's like, dang, I actually sound serious. That's not good because I was completely joking.
I think that sometimes causes some problems because it's sometimes hard to tell.
I know. I don't know. How else do I say that as a joke with it still being funny but also like sounding like a joke? Like I don't know. I've always struggled with that, man. I gotta figure that out in my everyday life. Like, how do I say stuff like that with it being obvious as a joke? Do I gotta change up my tone of voice more? Like, Eric, help me, bro. Because I swear that's actually caused me problems in real life.
It's hard, though, when it's probably, like, based a little bit in truth. Just like...
I didn't say that, like, trying to be truthful,
that's how you say it.
I don't know. I didn't say that trying to be truthful at all, though. It was literally just a joke, but I don't know. God. Maybe I should just not make jokes. I don't know.
Don't try to be funny.
Don't try and be funny. Yeah.
Leave the jokes to
if I made that joke
Anime Jake.
If I made that joke to somebody who's a girlfriend and she thought I was serious, that could like put us on the wrong path in her mind, and I'm just joking, but she's actually thinking that I'm serious. That could be a problem. So maybe I just make it here with you guys and not with any female ever in my life.
My wife heard it the first time you said it, and she did not think it was funny.
The first time I said what?
Like, if I had a wife, I'd just make her take care of it so I could do my stream.
Did I say that before?
Yeah, that's basically what he said. Like, if I'm on a stream, she needs to be taking care of the kids or whatever.
I mean, genuinely, if it did like make all the money, you know, if it did make a ton of money, because I know a lot of streamers do have that type of setup. That's kind of weird to like balance that. I don't know. Now you got me thinking about it seriously.
Yeah,
it did have a little bit of truth in it. You're right. Shit.
It's not like it matters.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. The thing is, dude, I do want like a wife who like, I don't want like a stay-at-home wife. You know what I mean? If she wants to, that's fine. But like, in the future, I don't want to be like somebody that's just like, oh, I'm the one who works and she's the one who takes care of the kids. I want to have as much responsibility taking care of my future kids. I don't even know why we're talking about this when we should be signing off. But just for all you people out there who didn't think I was joking, I don't want that type of setup. I want to have, you know, equal responsibility and be there and not have it something where one person works and one person takes care of the kids all the time. I want it to be kind of a balance between both of us. So yeah, I'm a good person, I promise. Anyway, Tori, you can't say female. I saw that tweet. That's ridiculous. Anyway, God, your friend Tori's a little behind the times. You should stop seeing him. Is that what you're gonna say to like take my girlfriend in the future, Jake?
Stop hanging out. I think you're saying me. I have to stop hanging out with you because you're making those comments.
Yeah, I'm just so toxic, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm never gonna make a joke again. Even if all these, I gotta read these comments because they're talking about me, man. Even if Tori had kids, he would get plenty of sleep because that's the one from. Damn, nobody's been in chat. I'm tripping. I am tripping. That was a while ago. I expected there to be a lot more comments in chat. Anyway,
there's only 14 people left in here.
True.
Shout out if you're still in here. Anime Jake, Moot That Boza, Trevin, Portland Maid.
Yeah. Hey, Jake's been around a lot. I like it. Hopefully it's not because he lost a job or anything. I don't know. Hopefully everything's good in your life, Jake. It's good to see you around a lot if like everything is still good with you. You know what I mean? Because I do wonder, like, if somebody that's, like, not around a lot, if now they're around a lot, I wonder if it's like, oh, did they have something bad happen, you know? And then, I almost feel bad saying, oh, it's good to see you around a lot if it's, like, because of a bad thing happening, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are late night thoughts. I just got signed off. Anyway, hope all you guys are doing good. Hope all you guys are hanging in there.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, and I'll catch you guys later, as always. Good night. Peace out. Go Blazer.